Last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
He pancaked Reggie White. He pancaked him. Remember, Bubba?
Yeah, he got a good one on Reggie. Then Reggie blessed him and told him, "God bless you," and then killed him.
Backside plays. Listen, that's like a backside play where he took it off and he was kind of scampering around and then boop took him down. He was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Yeah, Reggie, whatever." Blah, 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 blah. Right? He was like, "God bless you, son." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, man? 92? What are you, crazy at all?
And then the next play, he just slammed me into the table.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We are here. We are ready for live programming. Good day, everyone. Good day. And welcome to the Bubba the Love Sponge show. I am not Bubba. Most of you are probably already aware Bubba will be out this entire week, so you get a lot of me. Sorry in advance, but we got the rest of the crew. Lummy's here.
Hello.
Sure your levels are nice. Dr. Dan.
Good morning.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. And I believe upgraded from slouch on a couch to a real mic in a real chair, it's Seth.
I love your sweatpants this morning.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're my favorite pants.
I saw you walk around from there.
Dude, I've been telling everybody. I got these at BJ's for $15.99, and they're the best.
At BJ's?
Yeah, BJ's Wholesale.
Oh, okay. I just know the restaurant BJ's.
It is awesome.
I'm thinking about BJ's.
Oh.
No, not that, Dan. Not that.
Of
No.
course you are, Dr. Dan.
It's more about deals and sales and things like that. Things that excite me these days.
Oh my God, those are the sexiest sweatpants I've ever seen.
They're really comfortable, and I really like them. And again, they were only $15.99. I want to introduce the rest of the staff that's been working tirelessly. We got Red here. We got Macho Man. And, of course, we got Scout, who I've never met a being more excited to see me in my life. And she brings me so much joy because she tinkles every time she sees me.
Doesn't everyone when they see you?
No, unfortunately not. But she really likes me a lot, and it makes my heart happy. So, Red, we're very happy to have her here.
It's a big breakthrough today. She did not bark at Seth.
I know. She's come around to Seth. She sure has.
There's a lot of urine now and a lot of belly rubs, but there's no barking anymore. So yeah, I've graduated from being the new scary guy.
And all she hates is Jay and Babyface.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
everybody does.
She's coming. Even you, Dan. Even you. 813-90 Bubba. I want to explain where Bubba is. I want to explain where Bubba is pretty much every break. Otherwise, we're gonna get some news. Oh. By the way, Lummy, if at any point in time you get some jarring text, just tell me, because I won't be looking at my phone for the next 4 hours. It just kind of throws me off.
From Bubba, you mean?
Yeah, sometimes we get some intel or do this, don't do this. So I like to hear secondhand. I know that's kind of weird, I would just think, why not look at your phone? But I don't know, it kind of throws me off a little bit. So I'm just going to stay away from the phone for the next 4 hours. So if there's any news, especially of the bad variety, just please let me know, and I will change course. But it's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. We got a lot to discuss.
Bubba said, turn your light up.
Turn my light up. Okay. Well, okay, because I'm like, it's a little bit hard to do it from this angle. Well, we'll catch it during the next break. We need to talk about where Bubba is. Bubba is at the Bubba Raceway Park in Ocala doing race things. I believe this week is the Winter Nationals. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so he's grading, he's packing, he's water trucking, he's doing all the things. That I feel like I should know more than I do, but when he starts talking about the track, I feel like sometimes my brain goes to Mars and comes right back. So, so that's where he is right now, and he's going to be there all week. So you got us. You got the rest of the crew for the rest of the week, so it's going to be a good time. We're going to put on a great show with live programming. That's bright as hell. Yeah, now I feel like I'm under a fry light, but that's okay. That's cool.
That's
I like
what the people
it.
want to see. They want to see all your imperfections.
Yeah, I know they do, so that I can see about it in chat, and they can throw me off. But the chat is collapsed, and I'm ready. I'm focused, and we'll get the show going. I believe that this weekend was probably Tampa's premier event, Gasparilla. And did you guys partake in any of the festivities of Gasparilla?
I went down there.
Yeah. Okay.
It was fun. First of all, it's usually crappy weather, and it couldn't have been any better.
Was a little on the hot side?
Perfect.
It was good?
It
Okay.
was beautiful.
Which no one prepared for, which is why I think a lot of people were going to the hospital.
Oh, no.
For dehydration and things like that.
Man, over drinking and not hydrating themselves enough. It's not a good time. You gotta stay focused on the hydration, folks.
Yeah, throwing up on other people's signs.
Yes, Dr. Dan, he had a couple people pass out on a sign.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently it's a good place
no.
to crash.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
I'll send you the picture when I find it.
Okay, yeah, please do. So I did not make it down there this year. I've been to Gasparilla, I think, twice, and I think I'm good for the rest of my life. Seth, I can't imagine something you would like more than, or like less rather than Gasparilla.
No, I went to Gasparilla a couple of times over the years, and I did it all the way up. I've been on a float and all that stuff. So
It's probably the way to do it.
I found a woman and took her home and had her pass out on me. So I've had all the good experiences of Gasparilla. So I like to stay on the St. Pete side of the bridge every year now.
A lot of people agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's probably the move because it gets kind of wild. It gets kind of crazy.
I've done it so many different ways over the years. I've been just like a person on the street. I've done it by bike. I've done it by boat. We had our big boat for years.
Rich man, poor man.
Rich man, poor man. This time, a friend of mine had a party at Fort Beachy, and then a private tent on the parade route with a full bar and food. It was really nice. It was like a box.
And that's how you did it this year, you said?
Yeah, it was like
At
right
Fort
on
Beachy.
Oregon. It was nice.
That's
we had
fantastic.
a good time. I didn't want to go, but I didn't want to get stuck in that traffic.
Yeah, it's pretty nightmarish. I did watch a little bit of the WFLA live stream. That was pretty much as close as I got to the parade, but it looked like
that sounds such old lady-ish.
It was cool. There was like do you know who that guy JB is? He has like a webcam live stream. He's kind of a goober, but I don't know. It was kind of, the whole thing is kind of corny. And I was today years old when I realized that because I was thinking when I was watching that, I'm like, how is this not already canceled? How did someone not get upset? Did this guy rape and pillage people? And then I looked it up, and I guess he's just not even real.
No, he's a fake character.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so it's like, how did they not, cancel this white Spanish pirate raping and pillaging the natives? I'm like, how are they getting away with this? And then I looked it up this morning. They're like, yeah, he ain't real.
Who'd you look up? Is it Captain Gaspar?
Jose Gaspar.
Jose Gaspar you thought was real?
I didn't know. I'm not from this town.
Jeez.
I didn't know. So I was like, is this like a Christopher Columbus part 2 or something like that they ended up getting away with? Because that's, blasphemy.
It does sound ridiculous. So I think to the rest of the nation, because I was watching the Royal Rumble that night. Obviously, they were in St. Petersburg, and they're like, this town is being invaded by drunk pirates. And I was like, what the hell? I mean, obviously, I knew what they were talking about, but I can't imagine somebody that didn't know what was going on in Tampa, what they would think about what was happening down here, which is, in fact, Tampa was being invaded by pirates, and people like to get drunk and, show their hoots for beads. It's still happening after all these years.
And there were a few casualties. I think that there was a 78-year-old man that fell off the
Yeah,
float.
it delayed the whole thing for 30 minutes.
For real?
Yeah.
I was looking up now on WFLA, which is my new favorite website. I'm like low-key obsessed with them, especially after they fired me, but we'll get into that later. I was wondering like what exactly was going down, and apparently this 78-year-old man fell off the float. How exactly did that happen? And I was looking for an actual video of it, and all I see is commentary. Lummy, do you have by chance any actual footage of this poor old man falling off the float?
No, I don't have any footage.
And was it
I mean,
hilarious?
do you think he was drunk? Probably. Do you think he was probably leaning over a low hanging, a low window? Yes, probably. Was he trying to like reach out and throw beads? Probably.
Yeah.
So probably all up his own problem.
Doesn't mean I don't want to see an old man falling.
Is he alive? Is he or is it over?
I don't know.
No, he's in stable condition.
Stable, okay.
The reason that because they couldn't move him, otherwise a lot of people said they might as well just rolled him over and let the parade keep going.
That would have been even more funny.
But he fell 15 feet.
Oh my
Wow,
God!
so that's a long fall. That's a long
Dude,
fall. That's like
especially
a second
for-
story.
78-year-old man. Yeah, that's not good. That's
No.
not good at all.
I sent you the picture too of.
Oh, let's see.
And old people don't do well with head injuries if they hit their head on the way down.
If his hip's intact, though, he got lucky, didn't he, Dan?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be doing marathons next week.
Oh, is that the aftermath?
No, so usually that the hip
No,
hip
this
thing
is in
is
front of Dan's.
Oh.
the hip thing's interesting. Most people that break their hips and fall break their hip first and then fall. They don't fall and break their hip in the fall. The hip shatters and then they
Really?
collapse.
Oh, jeez.
Huh.
Dan, now I didn't know when you were talking about passed out on your sign. I for some reason thought you were talking about like a paper sign that you're holding up saying "Throw me your beads." I didn't know you were talking about at the office.
Yeah, my office is right there,
Holy
man.
crap,
it's a couple
man.
blocks from the street.
Did you
yeah.
kick those idiots off your sign or
If
what?
they're there this morning, I'll drag them into the street. But hopefully, they'll
Who
be
sent
gone
that
by
to
now.
you?
Lummy.
Oh, let me send that. Oh, I got you.
Let's go and I'll watch you physically remove everybody
Perfect.
still
Let's
sleeping on
go.
the sign.
I think there is a homeless guy that does live in Dr. Dan's little garage area.
Oh, I've almost ran over that person a couple times.
yes,
Like if
we
I
can
come
go
in like on
remove
a
him.
Saturday morning to see a patient or something like that, I'll roll in like at 100 miles an hour
He's
and
in there?
slam on the brakes on purpose, just barely missing this guy's head with the front of my car.
Was he sleeping in the garage?
Yeah.
Let's see if we got a little
Get
bit
out
of
of my
this going.
garage.
It's a nice garage. I mean,
So for those that are unfamiliar, most people are from Tampa or, listening to the show or at least familiar with the Tampa area, but this is our premier event of the year. And pretty
Yes.
much the whole reason why everything in Tampa is pirate related, right? From the Buccaneers to
The Buccaneers.
I think one example is enough. The sports teams, the Gasparilla, the Gasparilla 5K, 10K, 15K, all of
The
it
night
is because
parade.
of
The kids
yes,
parade.
of Santiago, who I believe is it Bert Kreischer who is the
yes, he was. He was shirtless and
what is it called? The leader of the festivities?
the Grand Marshal.
The Grand Marshal. Okay, usually it's Titus O'Neil every single year. So,
It's been Mario Lopez too,
oh really?
and
Is
Jerry
he?
Springer.
I like his dimples.
Do you have to? Yes, he hasn't aged a day in his life.
hasn't. He looks so
it's
good.
Frightening.
Yeah.
It is frightening.
He and I must be related.
Okay. Yeah. 81390 Bubba. Oh, also before I get yelled at for not doing this because it's very important. Money. We need it. Please send it. Cash App and PayPal at the Bubba Army. Lummy, are we still in Venmo purgatory or what? Do you know what's going on with that?
I believe we are still in Venmo purgatory.
Oh, no, we're stuck. We're stuck. So don't send the money that way, folks. Don't send the money that way. Send it Cash App. Send it PayPal.
Just send it.
Send a check.
Yeah.
In the mail, something, please. God, that would be great. Thank you to the people who went to, I believe it was Chromes and Cannons. Is that right?
Yep.
Is that was what it was called? Ty J's wife put on. It was called Gasparilla, but I guess that was a little too close to the Gasparilla, and they got a cease and desist to not use that name. So
They don't have to use it, but we can.
Yes, we can.
Gasparilla.
Did you
Yep.
go, Anna?
I didn't, dude. I was just not. I wasn't feeling great on Friday, and I went home and I slept without drugs for 12 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like I was fighting something all week. Like I wasn't
Menopause?
technically. Yeah, no, well, I'm bleeding right now, so I guess not. But yeah,
man.
sorry guys. I know it's a great time. But yeah, wasn't feeling great. Definitely felt like I was trying to fight something off. But it's like I couldn't claim I was sick because I wasn't sick, but I just felt like weak.
Did you get the real COVID?
Like a weak bitch.
You got young person COVID?
Nah, I ain't got COVID.
Broccoli, 1999 super chat. Michael Miller super chat.
Thank you.
Panama Hamster Hooch Bar on the Twitch. Sorry,
Twitch.
We barely get
Right.
Twitch.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Cash App, PayPal at the Bubba Army. Please send money all week because that would make us very, very happy. So any crazy stories down at Gasparilla, Lummy, besides people passing out in front of Dan's sign?
No, I mean just typical drunk people. Obviously, with the weather, there were a lot of hot chicks. I got a little bit of video that I'll be turning in.
Hot chicks being more slutty, is that it?
Of course.
Versus like covered up because it's a little bit chilly.
Correct.
I'd way rather see chicks in bikinis than in puffers.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you think about it, like when Lummy had his event the weekend before, it was cold as F.
Yeah, it was really cold.
So it's really good that it happened to be a week when it was a little bit warmer. So that must have been nice to sit and view and watch that. I didn't really do that. Like I said, I watched the live stream a little bit, which is fun to see all the peoples. It looks way too crowded for me. The bathroom situation can't be good.
Brian from Philly, 20 on the super chat.
Yeah, I
We had
wasn't
our own
feeling
bathrooms.
it. Oh well, yeah,
It
but
was
you're
nice.
doing rich guy. You're not doing poor guy anymore. So most people do poor guy. But I've done. Sorry, go ahead.
I took one of those little, like a Delta something. It had like 100 milligrams of something I can't pronounce, and another 20 milligrams of something else I can't pronounce.
Wow.
And
A Delta 9?
I don't know what it was.
Oh,
Why are you
I'm
admitting
not
to
really
this?
Sure, it's big and purple, and I just,
Oh, is that
there's
the?
part of it I don't remember.
Did you?
So I just
Dan-
woke up like I was in like one of those like Philadelphia collars because I had so many beads around my neck, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be like a Michael J. Fox afterwards. So
Dan
you never know.
Dan fears nothing. I mean, at the party, he's like, hey, I had a couple of these, had one of those. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's not doing anything to me.
He's next level. And I definitely, when I was having my shrooms trip from hell, when we went to the Floor Man radio event, and I found out, just how much of a beast Dan is. I don't know if you guys remember that video, that woman who was on the plane, and she was like, that mother effer right there is not real. I'm pretty sure I was screaming that at Dan because I was just absolutely, I was so surprised at what he's able to handle. You are a beast, Dan.
Nobody filmed you freaking out on shrooms?
She was crying in the back of a random car.
Yeah, well, it was Susan.
It was too
Poitras.
serious.
Yeah.
It was hers.
It was too serious. Okay.
Yeah, I was freaking out. I was having a bad time, and that was pretty much the worst of it. Was that I still had some sort of insight, knowing that I was a person on the radio, and I just knew that this was all going to be radio content and radio fodder. But the thing that probably messed me up the most is that the last time I had done shrooms was when I was in college. And I did them with my friend Cammie, and Cammie had a really bad trip. Everybody else had a great time, but Cammie had a really bad trip, and Cammie ended up peeing her pants.
Nice.
And so
was it bad because she peed her pants, or did something scare her and she made her pee her pants?
she was like in a dark place, and then ended up peeing her pants.
Lumby, do you pee your pants when you're in a dark place?
No, I do not.
Well,
Is that
I've
a
never.
girl thing?
I'm gonna
I
start.
I don't know.
Girls peeing
It was
their
a
Girls pee
it was
easily,
a Cammie thing,
right? I thought it's like, especially after, well, not Anna, but I thought after they give birth, they like start peeing when they laugh and all
No,
sorts
I've been
of
doing that since I was a kid.
peeing in your pants.
Yeah,
When you
like I
laugh?
laugh too hard.
Really?
Yeah.
I can fix that.
It's all right.
You can do the laser.
Thank you.
I'm sure
Back
you
to
could use a little
Cammie
bit of
peeing her
rejuvenation
pants.
at this point.
Back to Cammie peeing her pants. So basically that stuck with me. So then like 20 years later, I'm having a bad trip on shrooms, and I'm like, oh no.
Cammie.
I'm gonna pee my pants. So that was a major cause of concern for me, and not the only reason why I was crying, but certainly one of the factors that I thought I was like, dude, I'm gonna pee my pants, and I'm never gonna hear the end of it. So I was a little bit concerned about that, but didn't pee my pants, so that's a win in my book.
I think as far as as adults go, was that an accident or was that just
No, that's
really...
me for not peeing my pants.
Okay, I mean, I feel like peeing your pants, especially as a woman, is borderline acceptable.
When you're laughing,
It depends.
not when you're crying.
It depends. If you're drunk and you smell like vomit and urine, then it's probably not too cool.
It's not a
Right,
good
right.
look.
But I mean, if you're like,
Minus the vomit part.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you laugh a little too hard and you have a little piddle, fine. But like if you're crying from shrooms in the back of someone's car, it's not
Big
a good
stain.
look.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it was bad. But
Takes the fun out.
thank you to those who went to Chrome's and Cannons, or is it the other way around? Whatever. Gasparilla. It was at the Brass Mug. I saw that. I think
Cannons and Chrome.
Cannons and Chrome. Thank you. I know that Maria Guatemala went with her boobies out, which was nice. I saw some pictures of that. I think Susan Poitras went.
Yep.
Tease.
Big Red.
Big Red. Okay.
Little Wilbur's Afterbirth.
Oh, awesome. Anybody else?
Not that I know of.
We appreciate you guys supporting. I feel bad that no one from the staff was able to go. But I
saw
couldn't
Ty
make
J
it.
after the show on Friday. I ran into him at the drugstore, and he asked me if I was going, and I choked. And he's like, "No, you're okay." I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I was going to try to come up with some lie that I was going to go, but I had absolutely nothing on me.
Yeah.
So I was not.
So what did you do?
Nothing
You just
in the
said like,
chamber?
nah.
I had nothing. Like, he just put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, "You coming tonight?" And I was like, and he's like, "No, man, you're good." I
You
was
just glitched.
yeah, I wasn't, I was not. He was the last person on earth that I thought I was going to see,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even thinking about Canyons
You weren't
and Chrome.
prepared for an excuse of why not to go.
No, and then afterwards, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I got a kid. I was like, I haven't felt well all week. I was like, I have a bunch of excuses. I was like,
Yeah.
why did I lock up? So yeah, he luckily he knew I wasn't going.
Sometimes, yeah, especially if you weren't expecting to see them, and he's kind of an intimidating figure.
Yes.
You're just like, I don't know. I'm not going. But yeah, thanks to those that showed support. That was awesome. Any other crazy stories? I know that the last time that I did Gasparilla, like for real, I feel like these were the good old days, like when I was not afraid of fentanyl and stuff like that. So I was able to have a good time. And I think I partied with I don't want to call her a porn star because I really feel like that's maybe uplifting her to a degree she is not.
Like a cam girl?
Now, did you ever know Jaden Snow, Seth?
No.
Sounds like a porn star to
Yeah,
me.
Lummy, if you could just do a brief Google search. She used to come into the Johnny B show a lot.
She have a wiener?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
But it was kind of like she was a dark match Caitlin Hatley, like similar sort of interests. You know what I mean? Like
So-
the husband was the producer, and she did a lot of stuff, like with black guys. So kind of
She
like
had
that.
a crater.
Did she have a crater? I don't know, but she did had a very nice voluptuous breasts with nipple rings. I remember this about her.
Is she Spanish looking?
No, she's just like a white girl with dark hair. Yeah. But I remember
I mean, if
she
she's
invited
not-
us out. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if she's not coming up on your first search, Lummy, you're going to go to a dark place looking up
Yes,
Jaden
I
Snow.
already have gotten that.
Okay.
That's-
If you have to go second page Google for her, I don't think it's going to be good.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not already.
So she invited it was me and my boyfriend at the time out, and so we're like, yeah, let's go hang out with a porn star. By the way, I don't think everybody that just does porn automatically becomes a porn star. I feel like you just do porn.
No, you do porn once, you're a porn star.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I feel like the word star is a bit,
We
elevating when it shouldn't be.
We throw it around loosely when it comes to porn, but not like when it comes to being a rock star. Like, no one just says, hey, that guy picked up a guitar, he's a rock star.
Right. It's like he's in a garage band.
Yeah.
She's trying to become a musician. He's sort of a thing.
I think maybe if you want to be disrespectful, you just go cam girl. I don't know if that is derogatory or not.
I guess so. I mean, if I was in porn with the amount I've played guitar, you know what I mean, I would be a porn star. But in music, I'm a neophyte. So
Nice
I'm like
word.
a cam girl when it comes to like music.
Yeah.
I'm like back page that cam girl.
Cam girl of garage around guitar players.
But the only thing I remember from this experience, because obviously, much like Dan, things were given to me that I took, and maybe I don't remember everything so clearly. But what I do remember is that she was talking about something. Her top came off at some point, and all I noticed was that she had stubble. Like
Where?
on her chin.
Oh.
And I couldn't tell if I was just like really messed up. I'm like, am I hallucinating? Because maybe I took something that would make me hallucinate. And I walked away, and I said to my boyfriend at the time, I'm like, dude, did she have stubble, or am I on blank? Let's just say whatever drug I was taking at the time. And he's like, nope, that was stubble. So I think I looked it up. She must have been on I don't know if she was on some HRT or testosterone, something
some
like
chicks just have
that.
stubble. Some girls just have stubble. If there's Hispanic or Indian or
But it looked like she was
Italians.
trying to shave it. Like it
Yeah,
looked, it
Italian
wasn't
girls
just
shave.
hair. It was like stubble.
Right, I understand because they don't
Okay.
have the laser access, so they're just shaving.
Yeah,
So a
well-
lot of girls have a little bit here and there that they have to shave, and I understand that. And you can get it lasered off. You can call my office.
Is that a good? Is that a good way to go
888
about it?
Tacos.
It's just Dan, is that a good way of going about it? They actually just wanted to shave it with a razor, or
You can shave it, but the best way is to laser it because
Yeah.
it doesn't come back. If you keep shaving, it's going to come back coarse, and you know how a stubble comes back. I mean,
Yeah.
it's thick.
It comes back thicker and stronger.
Not necessarily thicker, but it comes back thick.
Okay. I didn't know if that was like an old wives' tale or.
If you pull it,
Pluck it?
if you pluck it, it comes back thin because it's the very tip of the hair. But if you shave it, it's the full diameter of the hair, so it comes back thick.
is that something you look at on women a lot? Is if they have like a mustache or?
Oh,
I mean, if it's
Yeah.
noticeable, I can't not look.
It's a
Obviously, Dan does.
disqualifier.
Yeah, I try not to look, but my eyes just keep kind of going back to it because my brain is trying to figure it out, and I'm nosy. I'm trying to figure out everything, so I'm
Yes.
just like, what's going on here?
Seth, avoid girls with mustaches and Adam's apples.
What? Do they? Here's my.
Write that down.
Giant testicles.
Do they know they have the stubble?
Yes.
Like, they know they have it.
Well,
Okay.
I don't. You know what? It's interesting because I deal with a lot of women that sometimes have like a nipple hair, and you wonder, it's like, God, there's a girl
Like
that she's-
beyond peach fuzz.
No, like 3 or 4 or maybe half a dozen, long ones. So it's like they never looked at it before. It's weird.
Now I want to look at mine.
Yeah, I bet you got a couple nipple hairs.
You think so?
You? Come on, you're a beast.
Ouch.
Couple nip hairs is no deal breaker, but I'd say
No,
anything
pluck
on
'em.
anything on the neck or above. I think we got to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want a girl with like a lot of nasal hair, a lot of ear hair, or a goatee. Those are all
Yeah.
bad
Actually,
for a girl.
Saying that, I did see a lot of young women with a lot of armpit hair this weekend.
Shut up,
Really?
Lummy.
Really? I thought that was done.
No.
It's coming back.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you want to talk to the people that were down there. I mean, I would say it was 80% hot chicks, but there was about 20% of a lot of armpit hair.
Really?
Yes.
Now, were they of the XY variety, trying to go X?
No. I mean, they looked like just normal women that just were kind of hanging out, and I would say they weren't all in just one group. I mean, it was kind of scattered.
Where were these
along.
hairy pits hanging out, Lummy? I mean, you said younger. Like, you mean underage, like hairy
No,
pits?
no,
or?
probably in their like 20s.
Ugh, that's gross. It stinks.
Was there a correlation between how hot they were and how much armpit hair
Well,
they
I
had?
mean, if with their armpit hair, they go down to about a 3.
No, but I
No
mean, like,
matter
were they
what.
already ugly and then they're just like really trying to shove it in your face?
There were a couple actually attractive women.
What were they
Okay.
doing? Were they asking for beads?
Yes.
Lummy, how were you able to
Yes.
inspect their underarms on
So
this
where
parade
I was
route?
sitting,
Wearing
and we were at a
tank tops.
crossroad. We were at a crossroad, and you could see across. And the first couple ones I saw, they were lifting their arms for beads, and it was just like boom, this huge bush. And then when we were walking back, because our little setup was at the docks where the yachts and everything were, and when we were walking
By
back,
sail?
yeah. And when we were walking back there were a ton of them just hanging out all around sail. So it was very disturbing. Like, I thought the fad was over too, Dr. Dan, but it's alive. It's alive and
I didn't know-
kicking.
It's alive and well.
Is it some sort of Trump protest, or is it just the way people want to live right now?
I think it's the way people want to live right now.
I would
gross.
probably say they're probably not MAGA if they're women with armpit hair.
No, MAGA girls shave.
Yeah,
man.
they're-
Have you seen them on X? MAGA girls? There's some hot ones.
There are some
yes.
hot ones.
Yeah, it's like all the 3s are voting for Biden and all the 9s are voting for Trump.
I feel like the MAGA girls occupy the ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
They're either
Wall
like
Street.
super hot, like Nashville young chicks in cowboy hats, or they're like from Appalachia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. You don't get any big pigs, with armpit
Oh,
hair.
jeez,
for
man.
Trump.
show me some hot chicks that aren't in the media, aren't singers or actors that
You mean hot
Support.
chicks for Biden?
hot chicks for Biden that aren't in commercial media.
Oh.
I don't think they.
exist.
I don't think they exist.
I don't think they
yeah.
exist.
See, how do I go to
That's like
see-
a
I've
never
Jose
seen-
Gaspar. It's just
How do
not
I find
real.
that? How do I find that on the search?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we search? We'll take a phone call. 'Cause why
Hot,
not?
not famous chicks.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Anna, it's Charlie. I have a question for you.
Oh no, is this the dude?
Yes.
I thought this was only Freaky Phone Fridays.
All right, yeah. No, we're not dealing with that today, folks. We're not dealing with that at all. But we are going to get into I did want to tell you guys this.
Mr. Cotta.
There is a sweatshirt, by the way, Dan, on Amazon. Hot girls for Biden. Let's see.
You just have to
Really?
declare.
$31.99.
Really? I thought they'd be giving it away.
It is a 2020 variety, but there is, you can still get that.
Wow. I saw that a lot in Puerto Rico when I was there, that
Did you?
shirt.
Nice.
I did want to tell you guys about this this movie that I saw. So while the rest of you guys were partying it up in Gasparilla, Have you heard of I don't know if we talked about it on the show. I can't remember. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Heard about it.
Dude, it's at first I saw it was 3.5 hours. I was like, F that. I'm not watching that. But then, you kind of circle through all the stuff on the Netflix and the Hulu and the Apple Plus or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? I could watch it in two heats. That's no problem. I ended up watching it all at once because it was so goddamn good. It's a Martin Scorsese film.
Oh,
yeah, we did see the trailer. And that's a while back.
Yeah. I'll play it again. It's with Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. Great film. Doesn't paint white people in a great light, but what does these days? It's fine. Sometimes you just have to watch the great cinema, blasting white people, but that's okay.
So I would say that.
Oh, I don't know where
Was that
that's
Ron
coming from.
DeSantis?
I believe
like
it
it.
is.
I know my king. Good morning.
Former presidential candidate.
Yeah. All right.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio one of the greatest actors ever?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel that way about him, but I don't watch a lot of movies. So.
Nah, he's becoming that. He remember like Gilmore Grapes or Guilford?
Oh,
Grape?
yeah,
Remember?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? And he was like a little handicap guy in that, and he's grown so much over the years, and he's tapped so many 25-year-old hot chicks. I'm so envious.
Still,
25 is really the end of his range.
Yeah, well, that's what he had. That's his rules. I think he breaks up with them. Like they can't get over 27, I think it is.
Yeah, 27. I think the last person he dated that was that old was Logan Paul's slut fiance.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? She's Danish. I forgot her name.
She's been with a lot of people, though.
Yes.
Logan Paul in town this weekend for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, nice.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was on Friday. That was another event that I didn't look into.
Record-breaking.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, for attendance.
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
Do you know what it broke, Anna?
What?
Do you know what record the Royal Rumble broke at the Trop for attendance?
8,000. 20,000.
No, it was 40-something thousand. But
41, I think.
The record before that was the New Kids on the Block concert in 1990.
Yeah, when the stadium just got built.
That's great. Well, that's fantastic. I didn't know that wrestling was on the upswing. So that's.
Rhett's trying to chime in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rhett, go ahead.
I was just going to mention the New Kids on the Block thing.
Oh, you got the answer right. I'm sorry.
He
sorry
still
about
has
that.
his poster.
Did you not like New Kids on the Block, Anna? Was that before your time or something?
Yeah, probably a little before my time. I didn't really do I liked NSYNC, but I was never, I don't know. I felt like I wasn't cute enough to, I don't know.
You had to be good looking enough to like a band?
No, but it's just like I wasn't like even cool enough to like NSYNC and go to the concerts and dress. I was kind of a tomboy. My parents thought I was a lesbian. I told you this, so I was kind of playing the part.
So you go to like 4 non-blonde concerts?
The only concert I went to, was with my parents, was a 98 Degrees concert.
Barney. I thought it was going to be like Barney and his friends.
Monica was there. Not Monica from Roger and JP, but it was she just went by the solo name Monica.
Yeah, the singer.
Yeah, you know her, right?
Yeah, I remember her.
I forget who else was there, but we ended up sitting right next to Tony Robbins, and my dad freaked out. So there's a picture somewhere hidden somewhere in someone's basement of my parents when they were together, and Tony Robbins.
Was he really tall?
He was giant. Yes, he's enormous.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, my dad's not super tall. My dad's like 5'10", but he is, I don't know. He's freakish, maybe 6'7".
I think he's 6'6", I think.
6'6". Again, and I was 11, so he was even taller in my memory. But here, I want to play a little bit of this trailer for those that might be interested in watching Killers of the Flower Moon.
The Osage, they have the worst land possible. But they outsmarted
Is this a
everybody.
indigenous American movie?
Yes and no.
Did they get casinos at the end?
No casinos, lots of death and murder. It's kind of super sad, but they kind of get passed around, and so they put them on this like really not fertile land, but then that land happens to have an S ton of oil on it, and they get rich, real rich.
The land had oil on it.
Oh, I thought they were just going to teach them how to.
Gold.
No,
play
they were
blackjack.
like.
Money flows freely here now.
I do love that money, sir.
Basically, the premise is these the Native Americans have a lot of money, and the white people, because this is granted to them by the government, they have to be a little bit more use a little bit more finesse about how to get the money. So there's a lot of killing. They try to marry into the tribe. A lot of white people were marrying into the tribe so that the rights would go to their children, and then sometimes they would even off their partners. It was just really sad, super sad, but I highly recommend it. It was a great film, so check it out. Cash App, PayPal at the Bubba Army. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back right after this.
You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you?
Don't work yourself into a Mark Lather.
Mark Lather. Don't talk. You just make it worse. I don't want to cry and wet my pants.
It's not very becoming. Where's that guy with the stick? The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
He was the guy that bare knuckle fight with the beard, right?
Yeah. He wasn't that good at UFC, really.
But he was good at knocking people out in their backyard.
Yeah.
That's how he became famous.
Yeah, just a random video.
And he was on the he was like brand security for the Bang Bus.
Yeah.
What's up, Kenny Powers? Good morning. What's up, Big Buck? Kenny Powers. Captain Hawkeye. Interesting. Brian from Philly. Shut up.
We're gonna do sports, dude. Relax.
Oh, cool.
I'm ready. I'm ready for sports stuff.
Hi, Jay. You're welcome. Rudy from Florida. Good morning. Almost divorced lawyer. Good morning. Gary Jean. Camper Scott. Tree Ponder, South Carolina fishing. God, that's more off your tongue very well.
What's up, Nick the Gun Guy?
So Lisa Sacco, Spencer. Jerome E. What's up, fan Orlando? Good morning. Fan in Orlando. Simon 13.
This light is ridiculous.
Snizzle Slither.
What's up, Nick? Hope you had a good time, man, at the Rumble. Heard the crowd kind of died down a little bit after the women's match.
What's up, Nick? Thanks again for the gun.
Need a Zofran, Dr. Dan?
Huh?
Need a Zofran?
No, I don't need one, thank you.
I offer it up like gum. I want nobody to be nauseous. Oh, man.
Shit works though, doesn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
It's for nausea?
Yeah.
What's the one that's for depression that sounds like it? Zoloft.
Zoloft, yeah. There you go.
I was like, damn, I think that takes a while to kick in, man.
Oh, Nick, dude, I appreciate... Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were going to get merch, man. You're all good. I appreciate the chair. I told her. She was like, are we going to see your friend on TV? I was like, I have no idea. What up, sister girl? Yeah, man, I looked... watched the whole women's Rumble. Watched after that.
Was Hogan there?
Hogan did like the intro for on TV. He did like the intro for having it in St. Pete. He's like, I spent my whole life around these parts, brother.
Oh.
It was cool, man. They showed like the pier and like they shouted out Central Avenue. Like it was cool for people that know the area.
Snoozle, I fart when I see her.
What's up, Pippi?
For some reason, it just makes my colon rumble.
Me?
Hmm?
Oh.
I was referring to you.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
In response to Snizzle's comment, what are you looking at?
No, I heard you say something about farting.
Oh. Are you monitoring any chat?
A little bit on Rumble.
Okay. Hey, Cece.
I'm only going to the border if they have a concession stand there, and if not, I'm opening one up.
A concession stand on the border?
Yeah.
Are you gonna sell tacos?
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Snow cones.
Snow cones.
That would be a
nice
good
summery treat. I figure it's always hot in Texas. So
They got a good little food thing down
Do they got some food trucks?
Do they really? Or are you messing with me?
No. I mean, it becomes legal. They have the guys that walk up and down because you have like a 5-hour wait and 6-hour wait. To get
if it's legal, they do, really?
Yeah. I just sit in traffic the whole time and you just sit there and they have guys with food carts.
Wait, you've been to the border?
I went to Mexico a shit ton.
Oh, okay.
You just sit there and the side of the road has a bunch of food trucks and then they got the guys walking up and down with food trucks.
You think there's a chance for us to relaunch Fast Fresh Seafood and kind of like a food truck
Oh
right
yeah,
away?
and then I like the snow cone idea.
Thank you.
They're not doing snow cones.
Thank you. Big money maker.
Yes.
Costs 2 cents a snow cone. Very little overhead.
You can sell sombreros.
Well, they don't sell any frozen shit down there because it all melts.
Yeah,
They got a refrigerated truck. Well, the chocolate's like mixed with like
Then he got
bread.
a little rolling freezer. He just has a little rolling freezer.
Thank you.
On a little bicycle.
Have a backup plan for when this doesn't work out. I head to the border to sell snacks.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. If I was on a date, if I was on like Tinder, I'd put sell snacks at the border and see what kind of women are into that.
Yeah, I'm a border.
Congratulations. There's no remorse and no regret associated with anything they do.
You are refreshingly vulgar.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Welcome back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Bubba is out for the whole week, but you got the rest of the crew. Lummy, Dr. Dan, Seth, Rhett, Macho Man, and Scout. I believe on Thursday we'll have Babyface, and of course, today, tomorrow, and Friday we'll have Jay in the last hour of the show. 813-90-BUBBA if you'd like to call it. We might take a call. We might not. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go.
Anna, that guy Charlie, I think, is just ruining it for everybody. I know a good phone call every now and again can, bring the show up, but man, that guy is really sick.
I know.
Kind of his
we
gimmick.
We don't have to take the call. We can answer it, but we can always hang up on people, which is nice.
His
It's very
gimmick
nice.
sucks. He needs a new gimmick.
Now, this might be a bit challenging for me, but I'm trying to do what's right for the people, not necessarily what's right for myself, okay? This is a new 2024 Anna. But we're going to get into sports because people are...
Boo! Gross, man.
This is important. Seth, there was a very important game or two yesterday that determined who will play at the big game at the S Bowl. Can I even say it? Doesn't matter. Super Bowl, whatever. Okay, Super Bowl. I believe 58.
The rigged NFL.
The rigged NFL. We're all. This is blasphemy. We're not happy about who is in the final two in the championship game. I don't know. I'm just vibing off Lummy.
Okay.
Oh, no, because everyone leading up to it said the NFL was rigged. And they were all saying it was going to be the 49ers versus the Ravens, which did not happen. So
they didn't want the Lions to go. I felt like that was kind of a nice story about an underdog making it to the top.
There was no chance in hell that Taylor Swift's Chiefs weren't going to make it.
You're kidding.
There was zero chance that they were going to not make it.
And you're saying that's not necessarily because of talent, but you're saying because the fix is in. You're going full conspiracy, aren't you? I like this. Conspiracy sports.
Are you, Dan? Do you really think that's the case?
100%.
100%.
There was zero chance that Kansas City wasn't going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
So how do they? All right. Tell me how. I'm being honest. Like, how does it work? Because I see people online. They're like, NFL's rigged. It's scripted. I just go, how does that work out? Like, what
There's
do they?
so much discretion in a pass interference or a roughing call.
Yes.
There's also a lot of discretion of about 6 to 8 inches where you can place the ball. Look at ball placements.
So what you're saying?
Little things like that.
So it's the
it
refs.
adds up.
The refs are the ones.
Ball
that-
placement is very important.
Ball placement. A little to the left.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is interesting. So the NFL and the referees are in on it, not the players.
I don't think so.
Okay.
So it was the Lions' problem for not kicking 2 field goals to possibly win the game, and the whole game plan change. Was that part of the script?
Man, if there was,
I didn't say that one was fixed.
Oh, so
It's just fixed sometimes.
they picked and choose who
Not
they wanted?
all the time.
Because
You can't
realistically,
fix every game. You can't fix every game.
No, but you
can
Dr.
fix.
Dan.
You can pick and choose. Absolutely, there's no chance the Kansas City Chiefs weren't making it to the
Dr.
Super Bowl.
Dan, let me
I
ask-
could have told you that 6 weeks ago.
Let me ask you this. Is there, now I'm not trying to combine something that I love, conspiracy theories, with some things that I don't, sports, but is there like a George Soros character of the NFL? Like a deep state kind of shadowy figure that nobody really understands,
Yeah, the
but is
commissioner.
ones that's calling the shots.
Goodell. A guy named Roger Goodell, who's as big a gangster as Al Capone ever could have
Really?
been. Yeah, he's the biggest
How much is
gangster
he
in
worth?
America.
he makes $60 million a year.
Yeah, he makes
There's
$60
$60
million
million?
a year.
There's
He's
a-
probably he's got to be worth $600 million
No, $200
now.
million.
There's a
it says.
decent amount of people too convinced he's not even a real human being.
I've met him. He's
Oh,
real.
hell yeah.
Like
He's
full
real.
skinwalker.
He's real.
He's just a
South
hologram.
South Park did an episode on the Goodell bot where he was a robot. He started malfunctioning. So they had to call an owners meeting and get him fixed.
I'm sure there's plenty of subreddits on this.
Yeah.
$250 million, I guess he's worth.
He's good for not being a real guy. I will say he's good at his job. He's been able to make the NFL even bigger. Just still not as big as Taylor Swift, but he's trying.
Still fun
Yes,
to boo him.
he has massively expanded the footprint of the NFL
Why do people hate him so much?
because he is unfair in his discipline.
He wouldn't sign an extension to be the NFL commissioner unless they guaranteed he'd get a private jet.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Okay.
I don't blame
I
him
like
for that.
perks.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I feel like a lot of it was about Tom Brady getting suspended for those 4 games. I feel like a lot of
For
people.
ballflation?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Yeah, I mean, because
Deflategate.
Deflategate.
I mean, they would. I mean, initially when the Ray Rice thing happened, when he knocked out his wife, I think he got suspended 2 games. And then the video came out, and then he got, his whole career was over.
Then they honored him a couple of weeks ago at a Ravens home game.
They
Oh,
did.
they did?
Yeah.
He was a good player. He was just playing football off the field. He can't help
With
it.
his pregnant girlfriend. or
Okay,
whatever.
Lummy.
They
The
married,
details aren't
Lummy.
important.
They married, and she's forgiven him. So we should too.
Sorry.
All right, so yes, I for one am happy that we're going to get a couple more weeks of Taylor Swift. It was interesting to see her on the field yesterday, just kind of being like a regular girl and not so much like the big time global superstar that she is. She's
What
just
do you
like-
mean?
Well, when they won the game, you go on the field because you get the trophy.
I saw it, and she was like, "Hey."
Yeah, and then she's pointing at Andy Reid. Andy Reid's pointing at her. I mean, there's just a whole lot of things going on there that I never thought I would see in football. Then in the Detroit-San Francisco game, Eminem's at the game. He's flipping off.
He's crying.
He's flipping off all the San Francisco fans because he's up in there in a box rooting for the Lions. Obviously, I was like, there's just a lot of big-time music stars involved in football this year.
Now, I wasn't really following the game at all, but I believe the Lions were winning quite a bit at the beginning. Is
Yes,
that correct?
Yeah, they were.
And then there was a flip, and then they lost.
Yeah, they
Right.
flipped. Yeah, they flipped and they lost. They went after halftime and lost.
Yeah, they just stopped
Shame.
playing in the second half.
Oh no!
It was weird.
Was it?
Yeah. It was like
the
Because
fix
the
was
fix
in.
is it? Yeah.
Well, I was
I like
wondering.
that.
I mean, I was thinking if there was no halftime yesterday in that game and they just played all the way through, would the Lions have kept up, like just killing San Francisco?
I think so.
Because I don't know what happened at halftime, but it was a completely different game, and I thought Detroit was well on their way to going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah, but there's no market in Detroit too. So
What are you
do they
talking
really
about?
want-
There's a huge market.
Yeah,
in
they only
Detroit.
had 30,000 fans in an arena they weren't playing in.
And
And let me
Dr.
tell
Dan,
you,
it was the
and let me tell you,
highest-
Dr. Dan, from living there, these people have nothing but sports.
Dr. Dan, if the fix was in, they
Nothing.
would have
Rock.
had. They would have had Michigan. They would have had Detroit because it was the highest playoff ticket ever when it was Detroit and the Bucks.
The only
Ever.
people that care about Detroit is Detroit, though. So nationally, no one cares about Detroit.
No one cares about San Francisco.
Yeah,
More
they
people.
do.
No, more
No,
people.
No,
Yeah,
less.
that's
Nobody wanted to see Kansas City, San Fran.
Yeah,
Nobody.
and everybody would have been rooting
that's
for the
what we have.
underdog, which
Yes.
was Detroit. So that means that all these people would have been watching and rooting for Detroit, where all the Swifties then would have been pulling for Kansas City, and you probably would have had one of the most watched Super Bowls.
The only reason I'm happy the Lions lost is C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah.
That guy sucks. He was waving goodbye to the crowd in the second quarter, and then they gave up 17 straight points to lose the game.
Yeah, they're like Dr. Dan. The Lions are like the lovable losers, like the Cubs kind of always were. So they would have a lot of people that I think would get behind them.
Yeah, but they're not. The homeless people in Detroit aren't flying to Vegas to see the game.
All the rich people, though, would be.
There's 4 rich people.
No.
Detroit.
There's a lot of old money in Detroit, Dan.
Yeah, they're dead now.
They have
with
children,
their money.
and they live in Bloomfield Hills.
They're
What's up, Lobby?
Okay.
They were paying like $1,500 for like upper bowl seats for against the Bucks. I mean,
I don't know. Dan's got a good point. The homeless people can't support them. I mean, it's just better that San Francisco's in there. Talk about homeless people. I thought, isn't San Fran way more than Detroit?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez.
But listen,
A lot of those are transplants from Oregon.
we were talking about the possibility of dishonesty in the NFL. I mean, you remember when that referee from the NBA got busted cheating? He said it was much more pervasive than just him, and so
busted and got away with it.
Busted for a while. He got caught eventually, but there's a lot of cheating for a lot of years. And
let's talk about NFL scandals.
It was referee based.
Is this an NBA or NFL?
This was the NBA because they had a ref that got busted for it, and
I think I remember that.
His indiscretions were beyond one game. It was there was lots of games.
He's been on the show before.
Was he in cahoots with what the players or the coaches?
The mafia or something.
With the bad guys.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, who was he paying off to so that they would purposely lose?
He was
it
getting
something
paid.
like that?
He was
getting paid.
He was the referee,
No.
so he could control fouls and different things.
Oh, okay. But he wasn't, like, paying off players to play poorly or
He
something
was
like that.
betting on games that he was officiating in.
It's kind of easier.
Like a Nancy Pelosi gimmick. I
Yes,
get it.
insider trading.
I feel like it's easier to dictate a game as a referee in basketball than it is in football.
Yeah. Because you could technically kind of get overturned.
You can call fouls. You can help them score points and everything. I mean, obviously you have the pass interference and everything, but I feel like it's set up to control it.
Every play, every passing play has a little pass interference.
Oh yeah,
every single one.
Absolutely.
Of them. It's like how tight is he holding at waist? How much did he touch that shoulder? How was it? Was he looking at the ball or not? There's so much discretion in those, and 1 or 2 pass interference calls changes the game.
And they don't review them either. It's not something you can review.
It's tough to review. So it's hard to get that check and balance on those calls.
But can we talk about when conspiracy theories turn into conspiracy facts? Like with the NFL, was there any big, giant scandal that came out that kind of proved your point, Dr. Dan, that the fix is in? Because, listen, I love a fix as much as anybody else, but was there really any proof?
Well, growing up, I used to say the professional basketball players were fixed. And watching, the old Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and some of those games, like, this is fixed. There's no way this is happening. This is fixed. And I was right. It was fixed. And so I'm saying it again in football. There is fixing in football, and it'll be exposed. It's just a bigger product. It's more protected.
I'd like to find out one day, because it would be very intricate and very deeply layered if it was fixed, and so there'd be so many people exposed and involved. I would love to see that get pulled apart.
Wait, so in regards to the Kansas City Chiefs, are you saying that it's really Taylor Swift that brought them to the Super Bowl for one reason or another?
Oh,
I think it might be a combination of that and a lot of the favorable calls that they get, because Pat Mahomes is the NFL's golden boy right now.
And that was the case before Taylor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and now it's even more.
But now it's more amplified.
Right.
So
Okay.
God forbid you flick a booger on the Mahomes, and all of a sudden it's pass interference.
They were drilling him a lot yesterday, though.
Roughing the passer.
And Travis Kelce, by the way, I didn't even know, because they were so shocked during, Tony Romo kept bringing up. He broke Jerry Rice's record for most receptions in the playoffs ever.
I mean, when you play 7 straight AFC championship games, that's a lot of playoff games.
It's the Chiefs they're a dynasty right now. I mean,
they are.
Is it true he's retiring like his brother?
Probably after next year, if I had to guess.
I don't think his brother did retire yet.
I don't know. That's just what I read in one of the in the news.
Lummy, they reported it, but he said he didn't say, because he's probably going to wait to announce on his podcast and get the numbers juiced.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think Travis Kelce probably will hang around for maybe another year or two, but especially if he's with Taylor Swift, I can't see him playing until he's 41.
Never.
He's got to get out on the road with her immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think
Flying
that
her
there's a future there between these two? I know. I feel like, Dan, you're not a fan of this romance.
I could care less. I just know that when she does dump him, hopefully
Back to
he'll
this argument.
I know I'm right on that
Come
one.
back to me.
No, Bubba and I got a
this
big
go.
argument because I said,
Huge argument.
I said that if Taylor Swift has a history of 100% breaking up with guys. She's single up until Travis Kelce.
Yes.
100% breakups. They tend to be public. The people tend to spiral afterwards. Most famous people that are dating another famous person when there's a breakup have a little bit of a hiccup afterwards professionally. And my point is when she does dump his silly ass, he's going to have a bad moment.
Or he'll just retire.
Or retire. Just like Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady was the GOAT. And when his ex-wife was messing with his head, he sucked.
Really?
And everyone, I don't care how good you are, when your significant other is messing with your head, you suck.
Okay.
So if she could have that negative impact on him, then Dan, could she have such a positive impact that it's making him play like a wild man?
I guess she's shooting fire at her ass. I don't know, maybe, but she seems like she's kind of lame.
Lame, like in bed, or
just sits there.
No.
Well,
she
there's
knows
actually
stuff.
some fake
muscle
nude
tone.
photos of her that I was trying to find, but I think I don't know if they've been scrubbed. Let me see if you can.
This guy's got to get scrubbed.
They're pretty hard to find.
She's got the tone of a ball of cotton.
Okay.
I was able to meet her a couple times, Dan. She's so great in person.
Is she pretty in person?
She's
not only
giant.
is
Isn't she like 5'11"?
Yeah, not only is she pretty, but she's got like
this glow to her.
She really, it's an aura. I'm telling you.
I know what you mean.
You know,
It's
I mean, like,
great.
you know, you've
I
met
like-
stars before.
I like Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift.
I mean, you've met stars like she has it times a million. And
Really?
Yes.
I sent you one.
J-Lo does not have that. A couple more.
I don't think J-Lo has that. No one give a
Why do
damn.
you hate J-Lo so much?
I hate her.
I will never forget after the Super Bowl when he called her a pig when she was with Shakira, and I was like,
What the hell, dude?
I was like, man, Dr. Dan's up there. What the hell?
Pig in a blanket. Pig in a tight blanket.
What the hell?
At least he thought Shakira was
Goddamn
decent
gorgeous.
looking.
She
though,
was.
so, yeah.
Shakira looked awesome.
Yeah.
J-Lo
Let's
looked
see
like,
what's
you
going
know,
on here.
looked like she should be doing day shifts.
So yeah, so
Oh,
this
no.
guy's screwed, by the way.
Oh!
They put this guy's name all over the internet.
Don't show this. Not that it's really anything. I guess you could
That's
show
her.
That's one of the AI pictures.
it. Okay. Do you even see any like private
No,
parts on any of
uh-uh.
these?
In
I
some
just
of
see
in some of them you do.
Okay.
They're getting harder to find, but the entire idea was that like the Chiefs fan base was just lining up to nail her in all the pictures.
Oh, okay. That was like the theme. That was the
Yes.
motif of the photos.
Yeah.
I was trying to find them because her fans and a lot of people were. Did X like shut down?
You can't.
Well,
Yeah.
so the
Searches
Swifties
for him?
kind of they saw that Taylor Swift AI was trending, so they just tweeted out a bunch of nonsense and random facts and included Taylor Swift AI, so it would take over the trending feed, so you couldn't see the original images.
I see. To protect her.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. Post literally anything else but those was their idea.
I see. Yeah, that sucks. And I know we've talked about this before where it's like, man, you know, you try to protect your girls especially, don't take any nude photos, and then they don't. And then they just come up with AI nudes, which in all honesty probably look a lot like what she looks like naked. I mean, if you can deduce what she looks like with her body and her breast size from her clothes, you could probably put something together that looks pretty real.
You got a cotton ball with two nipples.
Okay.
So I think somebody mentioned it, but Elon Musk actually turned off Taylor Swift searches altogether.
Yeah.
So they blocked searches for Taylor Swift for the time being. So it'll probably be a little while until you can,
Yeah.
I guess, look her up.
It's like our Venmo.
What's
Yeah.
Yeah.
what happened, Dan?
Cash App, PayPal at the Bubba Army.
Dan, they found the guy that did this. Can you face charges for making this stuff, or is it
Nope,
like art?
it's art.
Yeah.
They can go pound sand. There is no law to go after him.
Really?
So,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
But do you think that
Which
there
is
will
awesome.
be?
No, there shouldn't be. It's art. Just like if I painted
Yeah.
a naked Anna, I could have that. I could sell that. This is nude Anna. It may not be accurate. I mean, I may not get your kneecaps right, but
Yeah.
it's
Ouch.
nude Anna.
Okay.
It's art.
I sent you more.
Suck it.
Are they trying to get this changed now because of
Yes,
AI and
yes.
however? Yeah,
Mhm.
you got to keep moving the.
But you
physical
know, I
posts.
mean, they've been
All
they've,
right.
they've been trying to protect people's privacy online for 30 years, and
Yeah.
they've been very unsuccessful. Looks like he's right behind her, tagging it.
That looks like someone else.
Yeah, it's not Travis.
No, it's
No,
not.
Travis Kelce.
It's the whole
It's
football
Antonio
team.
Brown. I don't know who it is.
Can we put the guy in jail that made these, Dan? I really
No,
am not. I'm
uh-uh.
offended.
Not at all.
I'm burning. I'm
You don't think that
seething.
there'll be any legislation to try to
They will
quote protect
That's just-
people
they're-
from this?
Now
even
they're
though
going
it's-
to. Yes, they're going to. But
Because I
they
know
don't
you and
have
Jay
it.
had a little bit of a discussion about this a
It's
few
art.
weeks ago.
It's still
I
art.
understand what you're saying. You know, it's not real, so it's kind of your your artistic interpretation of what Taylor Swift would look like naked. But
well, a lot of them went nude.
Well, did you see the White House made a comment on it?
Oh, what'd they say?
They said sexually explicit AI-generated images of pop star Taylor Swift were concerning, and that Congress should consider legislation to address fake abusive images that are proliferating online.
Is that
awesome?
Grover the Trash? What is his name?
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the
We're going to say Grover the Trash
Is that
Man?
the Cookie Monster? I think it's Oscar the Grouch.
It is.
All right,
No,
I
you're
got
right.
it.
It is.
No, I'm sorry. I
On
got
top
my
of a pile of trash.
What are these? The Muppets? I got the Muppets confused.
This is disgusting.
That's awesome.
I mean,
That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
This is my daughter's
Looks like
hero.
Tukey.
This is just not right.
Well,
Why
Seth,
Oscar
who
the
will tell the
Grouch?
other 5 that
Dude,
more?
you
Is that
gotta
more?
Be,
there's
Great.
a lot.
I
These are
know.
awesome.
I know. There's nothing that can happen. I know it's art, but you are a sick man if you sit down and you make these photos, right?
You're creative.
Okay. Oh, creative.
Yeah, it's art.
Oscar hitting from the back is creative.
Yeah.
It's disturbing.
That's creative, man. I'm mad I didn't think of it.
Did Taylor? Do you think Taylor saw these?
Yes.
She saw the, or do you think her
Yes,
people
of
saw
course
them?
She saw them. Dude, she probably flips through them and says, hey, look at, did I look cute here? Who's that guy
Poor
with the bicep?
thing. It's Oscar the Grouch. Poor thing.
This isn't
really?
right.
You can't protect yourself
Oscar's
even
not
when you-
wearing a condom. Okay, I'm sorry. It's foul.
Foul
It's
play.
foul. Yeah, it should be practicing safe sex in the trash can.
So I thought this was interesting as part of I guess game prep. I see the 49ers were holding puppy therapy.
Yeah, see how it helped them in the first half?
Okay. But it ended up helping them, right?
No, they were asleep the first half.
All right, but I mean they won the
playing with
game, and that's
puppies
all
in
that
their head.
matters. It's not if you win the first half; it's if you win the game, right?
Nah, I'm gonna have my guys sniffing like smelling salts, not playing with puppies, so they come out fighting.
Dan, I heard they didn't even say anything at halftime. They just brought the puppies in.
That's what I would love to see.
And that's how they turned the game around.
Yeah, they just brought the puppies in, let them run wild, and then Brock
Halftime, they
Purdy.
peed everywhere, and all of a sudden they go out and start playing.
It was
They just need a little scout in their life, to give them a boost. But let me ask you this, Dr. Dan. As far as like the mental game of football and staying in the right mental game, are a lot of these players in don't F this up therapy sort of thing? Like what kind of things do they put players through to make sure that they perform and they don't just crack under the pressure?
These guys have been playing at the top level their entire lives. They don't need a lot of coaching on how to have their minds relaxed. They've been playing, the guys that make it to the NFL have been playing,
Since
they
were
played
little
since they're a little kid. They've been on good teams. They've been good players. Most of them played on good college teams. They're used to having 70,000 people screaming at them.
Okay.
And so they're professionals. And so for the massive majority of players don't need anything like this.
But I mean, what about some of the standout
It's a
players, like the
game.
quarterbacks that there's
Quarterbacks, they
just
got
so
the
much
routines.
pressure?
They've got their routines. They listen to that song or two that they like, and they just chill, and they go out and they just do their job. They're professionals. Just like we don't need to do puppy therapy before your Boeing 737 Delta 9 pilot goes in, and before the the door blows over. Most people that have true professional careers don't need these weird outside the box mental support.
But this isn't just like a professional career where you're just a singer where you don't really like lose a concert. But as far as this, if you start losing games, people start getting fired, and then you don't have a career anymore. I feel like that might be a different sort of pressure because there's just so much money involved. But
I see your
what
point.
do I know? Not much is the answer to that.
I don't. I think puppy therapy right before a game is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. To be honest with you,
do you think
it makes them relaxed instead of ready to fight.
What about guys getting motivated? Like guys getting that little bit of, obviously they come motivated, ready to win. They're adults, they're professionals. But what about giving them that extra little piece of motivation? Because
naked pictures of Taylor Swift works. I mean, that's what I want to see before I go out and play.
Well, I mean, like it looks like
bend over by Oscar the Grouch with a bunch of trash bags with no condom. That gets me amped.
I can't just
bend over and let Oscar take over.
I can't just. I mean, I'm not. Why even bring up Ray Lewis at this point? I mean, it's he already did the walk off with Taylor Swift. I was just gonna say because Ray Lewis came out yesterday. The whole crowd got pumped up. Then he went up. He talked to certain players. Talked to Odell Beckham Jr. And it looked like those guys got extra fired up just from talking to Ray Lewis.
We have Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Titus O'Neil didn't kill anybody.
Did he
No,
play
but I'm saying
football?
is we have local and regional stars.
Titus
that
O'Neil
hype
played
up,
college football,
that pop on a crowd, and that's how we get the crowds up.
Well,
But
the
these
crowd-
pros don't
okay.
need it. These pros don't need it.
What sort of like interesting routines have you seen players do before a game that you're like, huh, that's interesting?
I've seen guys that will listen to the same 5-6 songs before every game because it's just
just gets them into their mind, right?
I saw a lot of guys that would just take the smelling salts and do a couple big whiffs of that and scream. Woo!
There's a video I'll try and find, but there used to be a D lineman named John Henderson who played for the Jaguars, and there's a pretty notable video of him getting smacked in the face by a team trainer.
Oh, nice!
Running out on the field.
Sometimes
he requested that.
Yeah, and he said the first one wasn't hard enough, so do it again.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
just to get him amped.
I'll get you the clip. Hang on.
All right, awesome. I gotta see this.
I'll just send it to you.
But this dude was like 6'6", 350, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Yeah,
he was huge.
Jeez.
All right.
Kind of talks about
You
it.
know what? Hey, it's talking over with. It's time to do it for real. TV land, watch us earn it. Yeah, I'll talk to the camera now. Watch us earn it. Watch. Watch. Prime time, watch.
We played college together, John and I know.
See if you can skim ahead and find where they're in the locker room. I don't know how long this. There it is.
There?
Yep. Go back a little bit, a little more.
Right here.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
They don't get butterflies, but they do.
Oh wow.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Oh, that's not the full clip.
The whole time I was like, man, you can do it. Come on.
Here it is.
Joe, slap me. Let's roll. Let's roll. Now I told him to do it hard.
Why do you have to pick a white guy to do that?
Little girl slap. Give me something to go wake me up or something.
It was when I get knocked out.
Okay.
This was like an every game thing.
Is that his trainer?
Yeah, the guy was at 110.
Would you do that, Dan?
They asked me to, yeah. Slap you twice.
I was trying to get juiced up for that one, so I had the double slap come.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
You gotta make blood come to the mouth.
Okay.
Get this guy on TV immediately and get Tony Romo off. Where is Henderson?
That's hilarious. When did this guy play?
Oh, this was late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, he's probably dead now.
He probably can't pull that off.
He's still
anymore.
alive. Yeah, he's still alive.
I hate that.
Was at the footage is from the Pro Bowl, and you can see they're smacking him in the face before he does the bench press.
This is when the Pro Bowl mattered.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. How about this?
Oh, you got it. You got this.
You got this.
Hey, everybody, listen up.
Come on. You're listening to the one and only
Bubba the Love Sponge!
Oh, my God.
Bubba the Love Sponge, baby. The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
That's all that matters, man. That's all that we want to see is see you guys throw it through a freaking tire or whatever, the moving targets and stuff.
Not the
games are a joke, dude.
not the flag football game.
Is that the main Pro Bowl this year?
Yeah.
They're just doing flag football?
Well, they did last year.
Press that button.
I don't hold it down for
like a second.
Now?
I mean, dude, can you imagine?
like when you go out.
Remember they used to
when
do
you
it
hit it
after
a
the
second
Super
ago,
Bowl.
did you just press it?
Like that's when nobody. This is still in the season and still nobody cares. This is the one thing that football hasn't been able to get right is the Pro Bowl, and I just don't think there's a way unless you just make it a skills contest.
Do you think
make it a skills contest?
Do you think part of it has to do with the fact that the players just don't give a fuck about it?
Yeah. I think the players don't.
I feel like that's the catalyst for the reason it is the way it is now is because every single year you'd have a couple of guys who were like, I don't want to play in this game.
Yeah, I think for some guy, the guys liked it when it was in Hawaii because they could take their families. It's a free trip, even though they're rich.
Yeah.
Now they're like, it's in Orlando. They're like, who cares? I'm done. I want to be done with everything. The extra, how much ever they get's probably not worth it.
Well, it was Vegas last year.
Was it Vegas last year?
Yeah.
And it's back to Orlando. They can't get it right, man.
It's in Orlando this year?
Yeah.
I thought it was in Vegas again.
No, it's in Orlando.
Vegas.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going to the skills competition.
Man, put it back in Hawaii.
I mean, they just get to see.
They just tore that stadium down, I think.
Oh, did they?
Well, that was one reason
yeah.
because they wouldn't rebuild the
What's
stadium.
up, Mike?
Because it was horrible.
Oh, man.
It was a horrible stadium.
Yeah, it was so outdated.
The last person that gave a shit and actually played it out was Sean Taylor.
When he absolutely killed the.
Oh yeah.
On the punt sneak. He had some hits in the Pro Bowl.
You know what I'd like to see actually is first year guys versus second year guys or something like that, where guys probably don't have the families, and they would take a, they I don't know.
They'd actually go play for a decent check.
Yeah.
Like decent check.
Yeah, I'm just saying like the young guns or something. I don't know.
You remember what they used to do back in the day?
What?
National champion versus.
Back in the day is in like the 50s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, back in the day, Lummy, not even back in.
Why not do that nowadays?
I'll talk to my dad and see what they used to do.
What about why not do that nowadays? Can you imagine Michigan versus? Let's say they play the worst team in the league. So Michigan versus Carolina.
I mean, I'd watch. I got nothing against it.
I mean, listen, maybe only 1 year, but I'd watch it.
Oh wait, Brandon wants to know.
Back in the day when they used to have the national champion versus the something like the NFL team.
Cash App and PayPal.
Remember that?
Oh, like the national champion college team?
Yeah. Don't you want to see Michigan play Carolina?
Yeah.
See, you get 1 year of interest before they ban the game.
There's just a million other things they could do, pretty much. So.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, they could take rookies and even put them against second players.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I mean, look how many good rookies there are. Imagine it was like C.J. Stroud versus, I don't know, Will Levis. I don't know. I mean, just not that that's anybody's really on C.J. Stroud's level, but still.
You would have to go with you almost have to make it the C.J. Stroud versus the number one. What's Bryce Young? Bryce Young actually is not as bad as he looks because he's on a shit team.
I don't think he's that bad. I just don't know how good he is. Hey, what if they? All right, so yeah, no Venmo, no sending money on Venmo. Cash App.
Where else, Lemmy? Or is that it?
PayPal, Cash App. I mean, people are super chatting. They can.
Who's Kermit the quarterback?
Oh, this is Patrick Mahomes. He has a weird voice.
Oh,
so they call it. It sounds like Kermit.
He's not that bad of a voice. I'm just tired of the fucking commercials. State Farm.
Well, it used to be Aaron Rodgers. Now we're gonna see Patrick Mahomes for 20 years.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got kicked out of that job.
Did they kick him out?
How many Super Bowls has
because of his vaccine stuff?
Mahomes has won 2. He's been to. Has he been to 4? Has Mahomes been to 4 or 3?
Huh?
How many Super Bowls has Mahomes been to? They lost to the Bucs.
I think he's been to 4.
And he's won 2, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You think they'll win this time?
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
But they've been. I mean, he's been to at like almost like 7 years in a row. His team's one of the Final Four teams in football. So.
What is he, like 26?
Yeah. He's.
Fucking hell.
No, he's 28.
Oh, yeah. He's 28 now?
Yeah, he's born in '95.
Wow.
Yeah, he got the boot when he came out talking. Rodgers.
What?
Split the ties. After 12 years too. Pretty long.
He's been there 12 years already?
He was. Aaron Rodgers was with State Farm for 12 years.
They fuck him.
Dr. Davis is an maker. Yeah, I was looking that up there. They're just snuck by the way. It's nice.
Time to draw the line. Welcome to new levels of insanity and depravity.
Yeah, we're talking about
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Welcome back. Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Bubba's out this week. He'll be back next Monday. But you got the rest of the crew. Lummy, myself, Dr. Dan, Seth, Rhett, Macho, and Baby Scout.
How you feeling?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Pretty good.
Okay, good.
I have some phlegm in my throat a little bit, so that's kind of like not the move, but
That's so hot.
we're getting through it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's the time of year, though. I mean, it was like 80 degrees Saturday, and now it's 50 degrees. I just think.
No, I think it's because I consume a lot of dairy. I think it's
So you're
messing
a
me
little
up.
farty?
No, not so much farty, but I get phlegmy though.
Phlegmy?
It clogs me up. Yeah, the congestion isn't great, but I do it because it's my main source of protein. I need the protein, so that's why I'm doing it. I did want to get into this. This was kind of like the thumbnail of the show was Ben Shapiro is rapping yet again. I feel like he's done a few of these gimmicks.
Yeah, it's good.
Or I believe he didn't rap, but he
was in the rap.
No. I mean, in terms of he read the lyrics to WAP, which stands for wet ass pee, and that kind of went viral because that was hilarious. That was probably my favorite one, and I feel like he's been in a few of these. But are you familiar with this Tom MacDonald character?
Yeah.
Okay, is he an actual rapper, or does he just he's got his show on the Daily Wire or something?
No, he's a rapper. He's a Canadian rapper.
A comedian rapper.
Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. Oh,
Canadian.
So
Close.
he's a rapper, but he's not that tough.
Yeah, or that great. Yeah, so it looks like it's called Facts. And Ben 16 takes aim at actual rappers in the game like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion. Have you guys seen this video? I'm trying to pull it up.
No.
Megan Thee Stallion, she the one that got shot?
Yeah.
She got shot by Tory Lanez,
Right.
one of the greatest rappers ever. I love his music so much, and it's really sad he's going to be behind bars for the next decade.
That's
so.
all right.
No one has ever said he's one of the greatest rappers
Yes,
ever.
that is
I said that.
I know.
I like him and I like Drake, and I'm not ashamed of it.
No, Jersey's great. I just have never heard anybody say Tory Lanez is an all-time great.
Well, it's not that he's that talented as a rapper, but his music is just so damn good. So it's unfortunate that he's going to be behind bars.
Why'd he shoot that fine-ass woman of his?
I don't know. He got mad. A lot of these people don't have a lot of impulse control, which is a problem in the rap community. It seems.
Well, he'll have a great man behind him, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. So here's some of it.
Pumping up his career.
Cause I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. Claim that I'm racist, yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. I don't want to talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap, this ain't money.
Does this guy have any other songs, or is this pretty much the?
This is Tom MacDonald?
Yes, this is Tom MacDonald, who I've never heard of. And couldn't he come up with a cooler name than just I assume his name?
Tom MacDonald.
Maybe he's really trying to drive home the point that he's white.
Flow Rider was taken, so
it seems that way. And here's the thing. Not that I'm I care about cultural appropriation or anything like that, but I mean this guy's got a grill. He doesn't even look like a normal. White dude, you know what I mean? I feel like that is kind of the most punk rock thing you could do is just be normal. I don't know.
What's Ben Shapiro's tie-in to this song? He's just in the video.
It's just it's called Facts, so Ben is all about facts don't care about your feelings kind of guy.
I sent you one of his song that he came out had 38 million views.
White guys in hoodies just don't do it.
I kind of get it, but do you have any dance hits or
Seems
something?
like it's old hits.
Anything I could shake my ass to? I don't know. It's hard to play this in the club.
It's political rap. I
don't like it. I don't
It's kind of
like
like
it.
Richmond north of Richmond, but for rapping.
Yes, it's a political.
So,
It's a political.
Yeah.
It's a political rapper. So
I
he's
get
gonna
it.
make about as much money as
Someone
political, smells.
He doesn't do too bad on YouTube.
This candle is a Republican candle, and this is a Democrat candle.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it if you have a song or something, but if that's it, then I just don't think that's gonna get you very far.
He's been the victim in the last two songs, so I would want to see what
he
else
looks like
has.
a victim.
Yeah. I mean, when your biggest song is featuring Ben Shapiro, like I just don't know where this is going to go from here.
No, I mean he's got millions of views on YouTube. I mean he's got like 4 million subscribers.
Because Ben Shapiro does.
Well, no, he's
just like prior to.
He's been out. The Ben Shapiro thing's only like a week old. He's been out for years.
Let me play you a little bit of Ben Shapiro's rap, which is essentially just him talking.
He raps
well,
it too?
he's kind of just, I feel like he's just talking because he talks fast, so it kind of just works out well, like the overlaps.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a whack. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison.
Brett would like to spin some facts.
Yeah, hang tight. Sorry, I'm going to just pause this. Rhett, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I was
no,
just
no.
asking for my mic to be turned on.
Oh, yeah. No, did you want to weigh in on Tom MacDonald? And
Yeah, we're already past it. It's okay.
Okay.
Macho wanted to make sure we told you he's from Canada.
He's from Canada?
Yes.
He is Canadian.
Okay. Macho wanted to really drive that point home,
Yes.
that he's not one of us.
No.
Okay.
But he is American.
Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1. This ain't rap. This ain't money. Cars and clothes.
Yeah, I just don't know where this is going, where this is going to take us, really.
Billboard number nothing.
Yeah, it's not good.
Man,
It's not good.
there's definitely a market for it. I just like to kind of have fun when I'm listening to music. I don't really want to think about all the things I'm trying to escape, you know?
Yeah, I do have to say though, like especially with Cardi B coming on the scene, I didn't think that there could be much that could make me like clutch my pearls, because I feel like I've pretty much heard and seen everything when it comes to just entertainment, sex, and obscene things people rap about. But when Cardi B came on the scene and with the WAP, I mean, I have to say that I was shocked. And I don't really see this going in any other direction. I mean, you have like what, Tom MacDonald versus what, everyone else? I don't know. Do you let me ask Seth, I guess. Seth, are you gonna let little Sethy listen to like the Cardi B's, the Nicki Minaj's, and the Megan Thee Stallions, or?
I mean, we're already listening to Nicki Minaj, so I mean, she listens to everything I do in the car.
Okay.
As long as there's no N words, we're listening to it. So
if one does slip through, like, do you? You just kind of. I feel like you shouldn't flinch. Yeah, this is not the new party word.
Yeah, no, I don't draw attention to it, and if I'm listening to it, it's said fast. It's not something that's said slow over and over and over again.
Right, I understand.
Where she would ask me about that, but I mean, listen, Anna, this stuff. I mean, it doesn't scare me at all. It's the same way people felt when Eminem came out back in the day, when they were scared, like the guy said, because he was killing his mom and he was saying horrible things about gay people, and people were they were spending, like Tipper Gore was trying to shut him down, put parental advisory stickers on CDs. Like, it was crazy back then, and it's the same exact thing now. But just because we're older, we're freaking out.
Well, I guess the difference here is the sexual component. I mean, I know sex was always like a part of the game, but I just feel like people just keep trying to push the envelope, push the limits, and especially like if you have a daughter, I don't have one of those. I don't really know what I would do. When Sophia was younger, Dan, and you probably speak to this, like what are the rules? What were your rules?
Well, don't get famous lip syncing and doing horse stuff.
No, I mean in terms of like exposing her to stuff. I'm not saying she's going to be Nikki Diaco or something. I don't know.
She didn't really gravitate towards that.
Okay.
She just wasn't really into it.
All right. Well, I guess that's pretty easy.
She recognized that it was gross.
Nice.
But I don't think Cardi B is making the majority of girls that listen to her songs. I don't think she's making them whores.
No.
Probably
in fact, they laugh
not.
at her now, I think, because she's such a clown.
Right, but
and
I
she's
mean,
got zero talent, and the only thing that
she
got
really
her
is not
famous,
talented
the only thing that got her famous was her vulgarity.
I think she was a stripper turned reality TV star or something like that.
Stripper / date rapist / reality TV star.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
So now she's just kind of like the toilet as you're flushing it after a big dump.
I understand, but you don't think that this has any influence? I mean, also you guys are active parents, but maybe for those that maybe aren't so much and they hear this sort of thing, she's kind of glamorizing this hypersexual, I don't need no man, take advantage of whoever.
Well, I mean, if you have a kid,
boss.
Anna, I mean, are you gonna take? Or would you go, hey, you can't listen to this?
I don't know. That's why I'm kind of like surveying the crowd, seeing what people are doing. I mean, probably not. I don't think I would really shelter my kids too much. Just kind of expose them to things so that they don't really seek it out. Because I feel like kids really want to seek out, and people just in general. If you try banning something or censoring something, it's like what do they call it? The Streisand effect, right? When you try to hide it, people try to find it.
Yep.
So if you just expose it and you kind of make it like no big deal, then maybe that's the move. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I am just going to go back to when I was a kid and when I was trying to buy a Bone Thugs and Harmony CD and my mom freaked out because it had a parental advisory sticker and all I wanted to do was just listen to my favorite song first of the month. I wasn't I didn't want to go out and smoke weed. I wasn't trying to, have sex with any bitches. I just wanted to hear a good song. So I think that's probably the way a lot of people are.
Yeah, I think we were kind of lucky, at least my generation of. Are you a millennial, Seth? Like.
Yeah, it starts at 82.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
You're a geriatric millennial.
Sure.
But I feel like our parents who were the boomers, they had no clue what was going on because they didn't grow up with hip hop. So then when hip hop came on the scene and all of a sudden, I remember a song that was very pivotal in my when I was growing up, things that I remember were the Yin Yang Twins.
Oh yeah.
From the windows to the wall. And I remember being at like a school dance and hearing that and I'm like, this is outrageous. I love it. Like I'd never heard something like that before.
They didn't play the edited version at your school dance?
No. Until the sweat drops down my windows to the wall. I remember looking up what skeet meant. I didn't know. It was all new to me. But my parents had no effing clue what was going on, and that was great because I was really able to just kind of like fly under the radar of sort of the stuff I was listening to. Like, and I was able to buy like the Eminem, album. My parents really weren't kind of watching it because, I'd slip in a Britney Spears and a Cher, and then I would get the Eminem, because they'd be like, get a few CDs for yourself. I'd be like, awesome.
I'm sure they weren't worried about you at all.
No,
though.
they weren't.
I'm sure when they, did find out eventually you were listening to Little John and the Yin Yang Twins, I don't think they go, man, we got to figure out what's wrong with our daughter.
Yeah,
they probably were happy that you were like a normal person.
Probably. Yeah, they were. I feel like, I don't know if they were like worried isn't the word, but my mom like wanted me to be a little bit cooler because I think that my parents were cool. Like when they were younger, like I think they like smoked the weed and everything. But by the time
the weed?
Yeah, they smoked the weed and everything, which was actually like way more pimp when you're in growing up in the 70s. I mean, that's when it was like reefer madness cool. But by the time it came around to me, my mom had already warned me that she had done it, and when she did it, it was healthy and natural. But she said now it's bad for you because they cut it. I think she told me they cut it with rat poison.
They cut the pot with rat poison.
Yeah,
and
my mom
fentanyl.
was like, "There's rat poison in the weed."
Nice.
So I stayed away from it, which made me less cool. And then she wondered why I was afraid of everything. I'm like, "You realize what you've done, right?" And so I told my mom I wanted to go to school during senior ditch day, and my mom said, "Not my kid." Because I told her, I think the quote was, I told her that I was going to get, quote, extra credit in calculus. And she's like, this is ridiculous. Please. So she called me off and she's like, please go to the beach with your friends. Please don't be a square. You'll regret it.
That's cool.
Yeah. My mom like pushed me to do things that were, normal teenage rebellious things I just never got into. I was terrified of authority and I didn't want to disappoint anybody. Which I ended up disappointing people because I was just so uncool. But
look how cool you've turned out to be now, hosting the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Here we are. Dreams do happen. All right, let's just try this out. It may not work, but we're just gonna give it a go. Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's Trucker Rhett out of North Carolina.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Well, first off, I just want to thank you for turning me on to fasting 10 months ago. I'm 75 pounds down now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Second off, if you listen further on in the Ben Shapiro song, he actually does rap during it.
Okay.
And Nicki Minaj actually came out and tweeted at him and thanked him or congratulated him for hitting number one.
That's awesome. Did it really hit number one?
It hit number one somewhere, and Nicki Minaj came out and congratulated him. I thought it was kind of funny that, the trash talk that he does towards her, and then she comes out and was like, hey, congratulations.
Game recognizes game. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had so much success with the intermittent fasting. May I ask what your split is?
Well, my split is actually, I do a pretty dramatic split because of my size. I eat 5 hours out of the day, and then I also put in an extended fast in that.
Okay.
So I'll do either a 48 or a 72-hour fast once a week on my weekend.
Oh, damn. And what weight did you start at?
I started at 415, so I'm still going.
Okay, that's great. Great job.
Lot more to go. So
awesome. You feel
I just wanna
better?
Thank you, though. I've been a lot better.
Good.
A lot better. I'm sleeping better at night. My daily energy is just through the roof.
Awesome.
I feel better all the way around, and it literally was thank you. I was listening to Bubba the Love Sponge radio, and you were talking about fasting. I think it was like 10 months ago.
Yeah.
And I hopped on there. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot. And I started with the intermittent fasting, and then I moved to the extended fast on the weekends, and the weight just started coming off. And so I fell off a little bit during Christmas.
That's okay. Everyone does.
And then I just right. And then I'm back on it again. I just got back on it, and so I'm looking forward to losing even more weight now. I just wanted to thank you. I've been meaning to call in. I'm just very shy on the radio, and so I just wanted to thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you for calling in, sir.
Life change.
I appreciate it, and congratulations on the weight loss. That's fantastic to hear.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
Have a great day.
Bye.
It was number 1 on iTunes.
And
Really?
and
conservative talk show host.
And it was number 1 on the hip hop and rap chart.
Really?
She was real. That's all real. I thought that was a joke, but she did congratulate Ben Shapiro on hitting number 1.
Let's see if we. I mean, did I play the rap part? I feel like it did. Maybe not. Here we go.
We did.
Yeah, he's gonna get a Grammy.
Maybe he's a little bit.
It's right. I think it's right before this chorus, actually.
This chorus. Yeah. I think we played a little bit of it, but here's a little bit more.
Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard number 1.
This ain't rap, this ain't money.
That's the end of it.
Yeah.
We ain't selling drugs.
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
You like Ben Shapiro, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I kind of get confused on the religious component of it all because he's all about, facts, don't care about your feelings. And then when he starts talking about
His
the
feelings.
Bible, I'm just
but he
like,
talks
wait,
about
what?
his feelings. He's kind of a hypocrite because
Everyone
facts
is.
not feelings, but then you talk about something he cares about and he gets very emotional about it. So he's a little bit of a hypocrite, a little bit of a puss. But I think that overall he's very intelligent and he's very good at arguing.
Yeah,
he's masterful at arguing.
What's the CEO of Daily Wire? You might know this. I forget what it's called. His last name is Boring. Is it like Josh or something?
I think you are. Yeah.
Something like that. But what was interesting, I found out recently, is it was actually supposed to be the reverse. Ben Shapiro was supposed to be the business guy, and the other guy was supposed to be the talent.
Jeremy Boring.
Yeah.
But he was just boring.
No, but what happened was he ended up, I don't know if you remember this, probably about 12, 13 years ago, he went on Piers Morgan, Ben did, and just absolutely crushed. And at that point, they decided to switch roles. Yeah. So he ended up being the talent. And I've heard Jeremy talk about this, and he's like, yeah, Ben's got about 20 points on the IQ on me, so it's probably for the best that happened. So, but great. All right, we're going to take another break. We'll be back shortly after this.
Yep, he insulted everyone during that last break. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
What is it? How does a song go number 1? Like, I can't hear that on the radio. I don't know.
It's like this is all the downloads.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said on iTunes. Okay, that makes sense.
A quicker ticker.
And then they had 300,000 views in 3 hours instead of YouTube.
I just know Billboard used to be radio, so I don't know.
You said it was number 1 on Billboard?
No, I don't see Billboard. I just said it was number 1 on the hip hop rap chart, and whatever article I was reading. Nicki Minaj was on Instagram Live talking about Megan Thee Stallion's dead mom this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable. That's way worse than talking about getting fucked. What up, Permagrom? Man, I was hoping that Lion team was going to be a blowout so I could go to bed early. They got me fucking sitting on my TV with fucking 50 seconds left, waiting for that onside kick.
I know. Freaking, that's right when I turned it off. The minute they kicked it, I was like,
I know. Dude, there used to be a chance of the onside kicks, but now because it's got to go 10 yards, and
the rule they passed is almost impossible.
Yeah. Which they should really look at tweaking it, man. I'd really like
because you're not getting the comebacks.
Yeah,
But
you have no
it's-
chance.
It's
Pretty
for
much.
the safety, Dr. Dan.
Fuck the safety.
That's why, because they didn't like people just running straight at each other.
What up, Felix? The man.
That's stupid.
Maybe when they get that concussion thing actually passed. You don't know about.
What?
Remember the one that we had the doctor on with Farby?
Oh.
A big company just bought them. Just bought it, and I think they're in like.
Douglas Shellfish. Felix Cat.
What's the final stage? 4?
Yeah, stage 4.
I think they're at 3.
Three.
now.
No, 3 is the final stage.
Oh, then they're at 3.
Clip rubs. Morning. Mitch. Big lover. Dark match. Morning.
Morning, Mitch, the Mark.
Oh, it sure does. Felix, Cat. I haven't seen Finn 212 in forever.
Which are you using? The Bubba Army B funnel. It does not have the Bubba Army logo. It is just a B.
Check it out.
Mitch.
$15.99.
Oh yeah. I like those.
Because I'm a champion.
Yeah, you are. You are. You look like one. You know.
Yep.
Dress for the job you want, not for the one you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Fitness instructor.
Fitness instructor. I need a fucking word.
Hell yeah, Bray Farm. I'll let Lummy, there should be some cards coming today.
Okay. Good morning, Doug Sharkish.
Let's make sure they don't sit outside and get sunburned in the cold.
Perfect.
Because if they get
They're
sunburned.
getting frostbite at 50 degrees?
Yeah.
I don't want the cards getting cold.
You don't want them to melt?
I don't want them to melt. I don't want them to freeze.
Make sure the goats find him.
What up, lunch?
Bowling. Oh yeah, goats probably like the taste.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. My cat.
Dude, yesterday was getting all busy at the cleaner.
Was he peeing on himself again?
Was he just peeing on
Peeing on his own face? I still haven't tried that.
He wasn't even peeing on his face.
He
He had it in his mouth.
Oh really? They're boy shot?
Huh?
They're
No,
both.
he was doing it himself.
His own?
Yeah.
Wow.
After he peed for a while. I didn't know whether to be impressed or disgusted.
I think it's less impressive if you're an animal than if you're a human.
Piss on your face?
No, to be able to like go down on yourself.
Yeah.
It's a big goat though. Let's see if horses do
Although the horse would probably be, well, horses aren't quite as flexible.
That's true.
Like, I don't see a shark doing it, you know what I mean?
Or a big whale. One of those whales, those sperm whales.
You can imagine a whale on himself.
So much weed.
Talk about the scarecrows.
Medicine.
Oh man.
This can't go through. I think that's the thing in the Pro Bowl.
Where they blow themselves in Pro Bowl.
That guy, I think they go for the extra point, or they skip the extra point, and then they get it from like the 40. They get one play to score. It's something, I don't know. I saw it. I thought. Smash the like button. Try to go under.
I've got NFL fatigue now. Got enough of it.
Yesterday,
I know
that
why.
Detroit game seemed like it was like 6 hours last night.
Well, Dr. Dad, don't worry. You get the Super Bowl and then the UFL.
Exciting.
Are you excited?
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm gonna be a starting quarterback. This is not gonna be a starting quarterback.
Huh?
This is not gonna be a starting quarterback.
Perfect.
Dan said he'll be the team doctor, but only do it via Skype, so he
Yeah,
won't actually he won't go to the games.
I'm not gonna go to like Nashville.
Telemedicine.
Fuck off.
They can call him.
Dr. Dad, they'll make you the quarterback and the team doctor.
Yeah.
They gotta get the farm team thing with these situated, or no one's gonna care until there's a first down.
The Love Sponge.
Broadcasting from a bricked-in parking garage near the flight path of a major American airport.
It's time to turn out the propaganda
and manipulate some minds. Now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Well, they're technically there all the time.
Oh, okay, but for 2 weeks out of the year, I believe they post up and it's like it's a 2-week
They
party.
live there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there before. It's crazy. They got we're talking about couches and not just tents, but like a full kitchen and a grill.
Yeah, they got a little RV up there.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I've been up there twice. I've seen what I needed to see, so I appreciate it. It's cool. It's not, really my thing, but for a lot of people that listen, it is very much their thing. They like, watching the cars in the cold, and it's fun. So, are you going to make it up there, Lummy?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to try to probably the one in February.
Okay. There's a few big. This is the Winter National Week, and then you said, and then what's in February?
It's the other big one.
The other big one. Okay.
The Gator Nationals?
Sure.
No, it's the Winter Games. That's right. It's the Winter Games.
Winter Games. Okay. This is like the Olympics, folks. Lots of stuff we got going on, so make sure that you check it out if you're in the Ocala area or if you're not. And go to Nashville because it's a good time, and those boys know how to party.
It's been confirmed that it's set up. Bubba Nash has just confirmed.
Okay.
It's set up.
That they are set up. They are ready to go.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
As the football season comes to an end, the racing season starts, and so the 24 Hours of Daytona was this weekend, and the the Daytona 500's coming up.
Yes.
The Sebring's 12-hour race is coming up. So all the good races are coming up now, and it's fun.
Okay.
People freak out after football. They have literally no idea what to do with their lives on the weekend.
Yeah.
To do. What's going to watch basketball?
No,
college basketball.
I've seen people like start watching cornhole. Like they're just real desperate.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. It's on ESPN sometimes.
It goes downhill fast. After football.
I'm like, dude, what's going? Why are you watching cornhole? There's like no sports, man. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, they got darts and cornhole now. Yeah,
what about the hockey? Isn't hockey is like year round, isn't it? Pretty much, except for like 2 weeks out of the year.
What, hockey's year round?
I mean, the seasons are long.
Well, when the Lightning were winning, Stanley Cups, it was I think it was 2 months longer.
Till June,
yeah. So I mean, yes, hockey does go for a long time when you have a horse in the race.
Right. Okay. So, but is it over now or
no? It's still going on.
That's what I thought.
The Lightning are in the mix right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still got hockey if that's something that you're into.
But that's normally like Tuesday, Thursday, like Saturday. We're like, what are you gonna do on Sunday? On a hang out with your family? People need something to do.
I see. Okay, I get it. It's more like being away from your family. People kind of use that as an excuse.
Exactly. You need those 4 hours. It's a little too cold for golf. We're not ready to pick strawberries yet.
Right. Yeah, I don't get it, especially in Florida. I mean, this is like the nicest weather of the year. I think.
No, it sucks because you can't go to the beach. This is the worst time in Florida because
you're thin though. For a lot of the fatties, people they really like this time of the year because it's not so hot.
Joe Gondak, 50
Did you just
on the
growl at
Cash
me?
App. And by the way, we have the Florida State Fair coming up, Dr. Dan.
There you go.
Oh, exciting. Exciting.
We have the Florida State Fair. That sounds like all we have in our little town is when the fair comes. Yeah.
After Gasparilla and the Bucks, there's just the fair.
Yeah.
There's no more
We live in a major metropolitan city, and we're talking about the fair, Lummy. The fair.
Right. But it's the Florida State Fair.
Don't forget about the Strawberry Festival.
Yeah, sure.
That's true. Oh, we got Reba McEntire or something coming up.
Yeah, Oliver Anthony's going to be there.
Really?
Yeah.
Dark Match Red. Yeah.
Taylor Swift played that a while ago.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
What?
30 years ago when
No
she was in
way.
high school.
No.
There's no
Honestly,
chance.
Dan might not be joking. When she was young, she played the Strawberry Festival.
Yes,
Well, that makes sense because she did the country deal and then she transitioned into pop, which is certainly the move.
2009.
They get some surprising names every year.
Okay.
Taylor Swift in 2009, so it wasn't
No kidding.
too long ago.
That's all, yeah. Well, go see the next Taylor Swift at the festival,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I feel like we're trying to sell this thing already.
Yeah, 2009, I believe, was when she was at the MTV Awards and Kanye came up and stole the mic, sort of thing, and then he disappeared to Japan or something like that. I don't know why I remember that.
The fact
but
that you
I
have
do.
2009 in your head and that you might possibly be right is very strange.
It was the year that it may have been 2007, but it was the year that I graduated college, and it was not a good year to get into the market, if you know what I mean. So all of my friends from college, we just all went back home. That's what happened, sadly enough.
Because the economy sucks so badly under the administration.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad in 2008 because no one was hiring like entry level, fresh out of college kids. People that were working for companies for 30, 40 years were getting laid off. So no one was interested in hiring new kids on the block. So everyone just kind of went home. And that's exactly when I was like, I'm going to go to Australia. Maybe things aren't so bad over there. So
what was your
it's good
degree
timing.
in?
Physical anthropology.
Oh, that's probably why, because I got a job in 09 when I left college.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you use that anywhere, Dr. Dan? Dinosaur World, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, she can work at the Dinosaur World or maybe, Disney.
That's paleontology. It's close, but
It's the dinosaur restaurant. Look at the animated T-Rex.
Yeah.
He's scary.
What'd you have your eye on, Anna, as far as a job? Because I didn't know that you had your degree in that, but I figured it was something that was somewhat niche.
It was obscure for sure. The plan was to go back to school, which is what I did, but then I ended up dropping out because I was like, ugh, this is not the move at all. I was very inspired. I romanticized the life of an academic for some weird
What was your favorite
reason.
dinosaur?
It really, I studied humans, Dan. I mean, anthro means human.
I know,
so.
but still, there's dinosaurs
Of
back
course,
then.
I have a favorite. I think it was Brontosaurus. I like the long
Brontosaurus
neck because they
figures.
were vegetarian.
The vegetarian one, the fat vegetarian. That's your favorite. My
I'm like, they're
600-pound
beasts,
life.
but they're vegetarian. All they do is eat plants. So cool. I like it.
So who's your favorite precursor to the human?
My favorite precursor to the human, maybe Homo erectus, because they left Africa, and then Homo sapiens left Africa as well. There were actually two exoduses, which is why you find remnants of Homo erectus in weird places like
Israel?
Australia.
Oh.
No, they really left. They really took foot and freaking left. So
They knew.
Yeah.
They saw the writing on the wall a long time ago.
they're like, we got to get out of here. But then some people stayed and turned into Homo sapiens, and then here we are today.
Look,
So
how
it's
did you
very
stay?
cool.
You turned into a Homo sapien.
Yeah. I mean, Africa is the place to go, is the place to stay, I think, in terms of, weather is kind of nice, and you got the savannah. People like living in the savannah. I'm always very curious when I hear about is Inuit. I feel like Inuit is such a rude word, but I think that's the technical term. But, like the Eskimos in the north, they just stayed. That seems bizarre to me, where everyone else kept migrating south, once they crossed the Bering Strait. Is it the Bering Strait? Yeah. And I'm like, why did they stay? It sucks up there. But
Jeff
some people
Patterson,
did.
$100 on the PayPal.
813-90-BUBBA at the Bubba Army, Cash App, PayPal, all the rest. Thank you guys so much.
People have been trying to retire and move south for thousands and millions of years, apparently.
Yeah, but some people just stay put when it's not ideal. And again, I don't know why. Some people decide, some families were like, F this, we're going to find warmer weather, and others were just like, whatever, I guess. But it kind of makes sense because they came from Siberia, so maybe they just thought the whole world was like that. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not going to act like I know what you guys are talking about, but someone in chat said the out of Africa theory has been debunked.
Fish on J, 25
I mean,
on the
we're out of Africa, are we not?
Listen, I don't
left.
again.
Some people are still there,
I
but
don't know what's going on
Cro-Magnons, those are the people in Europe and stuff like that killed off the Neanderthals, however you want to say it. So,
What do you say to people that say they found Hebrew writings like in America from 1,500 years ago, 2,000 years ago? What are your thoughts about that?
I didn't hear about that.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you just make that up?
No,
Try to throw me
not
off?
at all.
You said they found
Throw me a
Hebrew
curveball?
writings?
Hebrew.
Wow.
Hebrew scrolls in Arizona?
Like in South America and Central America.
Oh, no, I don't know. I've heard about stuff that we got the story all wrong. I don't know if you know who Graham Hancock is, but while you guys are watching
Did
sports,
he sign the Declaration of Independence?
I always knew we had a Latin.
He's British. He's British, but he's saying that the story's all wrong and that there's actually been people here for much, much, much longer than people think.
Yeah, I think that's probably
When you look
true.
at the Olmecs, I don't know if you're familiar with the Olmecs and the big stone heads. The faces that they make don't look Native American at all. They look more of the African variety. So some people are saying that people got on some boats and maybe in Africa or something like that and just kind of headed west and hit South America much sooner than most people thought. So I don't know what's true. I don't know.
And yes, Dr. Dan is correct.
What?
That they did discover, it looks like Hebrew writing in America in the Southeast and also in Brazil.
Yep.
Hell
So-
yeah. I know he knew he had a Latin flair to us.
I know we do.
Great. I love it. I did want to talk about this because it's just kind of it's
So the
sad.
Hebrews discovered America 2,000 years ago.
That's what they're saying.
Shut it down,
Hebrews
Columbus.
discovered America
Yeah,
2,000 years
We've been
ago.
trying to get rid of Columbus for a while now, so why don't we just get rid of him and put in, Ben?
Why can't we just Jose Gaspar and go, actually, he wasn't even real? I did want to discuss this because I don't think it's good for our nation and our world, but maybe it is the future. Navy, again, lowers requirements as it struggles to meet recruitment goals.
Yeah, but did you read this article? Because it's like for the cook. The cook doesn't have to be Einstein. That's okay. He's just a cook.
Right. I mean, it's
peel
just
potatoes,
education.
Boil the water, and thank you for your service.
Right,
You're not going to be general. You're just going to be like, you're going to be cleaning the pots when I'm done eating my roast beef stew.
Right, I
so
understand.
Thank you. It's okay. It's okay for those. And it's interesting. The last time they had to do this was prior to September 11th.
Yeah, they said 2000.
Yeah, because after that, there was such a movement,
A wave of people that wanted to
people
join
be
and
patriotic.
serve.
And I was part of that wave because I had this desire to be American and to support the military.
But you fought that urge.
No,
Oh.
here's the problem with it all, and this is something that really I've struggled with, and it's happened over the last 2 years. The way we just ripped and pulled out of Afghanistan, and all the blood that was lost in the Middle East and in Iraq and Afghanistan during the last 20 years. And the way we pulled out is offensive to all the people that suffered and sacrificed for those two areas. And I could understand now the frustration when you think you're going into the military to do this wonderful, bigger than me thing. And
But
you
Dick
have
Cheney had other
ass clowns.
plans.
You have ass clowns running the military
Yeah.
and the policy, and they're not accomplishing the goals that they set out to accomplish, and instead are getting hurt and having problems finding jobs after the military. So I can understand the frustration amongst young Americans of the concept of joining a military where you're going to end up fighting some you're going to fight Russia and Ukraine. Is that what you want to do? You're going to leave your wife, you're going to leave your two kids, you're going to leave your family and die in Eastern Ukraine fighting Russians. It probably should be in Russia and not in Ukraine anyway. Because that border right now, if you look where the lockdown border is right now, it's exactly the same way the maps were drawn right after World War I.
Mhm.
And so this has been a fight for literally 100 years. We have no idea what we're doing there.
No.
We have and the politicians that are sending our young Americans and our dollars there have no idea what we're doing there.
I mean, I
So
don't
it's
think we have any
disgusting.
boots on the ground out there, do we?
Well,
you think so?
So wait, so you're saying to fix the recruitment is to not lower the standards, but maybe give them better benefits after they leave?
No, it's to give them a better purpose. What is the purpose of the military right now? What are we doing? What is the military doing?
do you think
are they
that's-
cops? Are they just like sitting there as a bouncer just to make sure no one's being too disruptive in the bar? What does our military do right now? They're not protecting us from invaders. They're not protecting us from communism. What are they doing? What are we doing?
You mean actively or just in general?
What are we doing? Yeah, I'm saying this philosophically. I'm saying this rhetorically.
Okay.
I mean, I think at least the goal that they tell us, I'm not saying this is actually what they do, is, but, to protect and serve American people and American interests abroad. And at
Come
home.
on, give me a real answer. That's
well,
a
I mean,
crap
that's what
answer.
they tell. What am I supposed to make money?
Can I tell you?
Obviously,
But seriously, what
secure American interest being a lot of that is money. Protect the opium poppies in Afghanistan unless you leave and then you give them to China. Great.
What's mission today, Seth?
Dan, can I tell you honestly, and I know that you're going to laugh at me, but I honestly think that the military and the reason why there's all these nukes that they have enough to destroy the world, I think part of it, people are going to laugh, is because life on other planets. That's what I think.
Oh, they're just gearing up to a foreign invasion, like an alien invasion.
Yes, I think that they're here to possibly protect us from other nations and all that, but also they are here to protect us from an invasion of the alien type. That's what I think.
Okay,
I think because they know. I think they know what's going on here. So I don't know.
They being the aliens.
No. The country, the government, all the stuff you believe in, Anna, that I don't
believe in. I'm not a big alien person, despite all my conspiracies.
But you've heard all that they're testifying now into the Navy, all these pilots and everything that I've seen.
The UFOs and the UAEs, or not.
Sorry,
what is it called?
Not the Navy, sorry, the Air Force.
Yeah.
So is that why they started the Space Force?
Well, listen, I'm just letting you know.
I'm just asking you.
I agree with Dan. I'm just saying I think that's just a small part of it.
But do you think that's really the reason, going back to Dan's point, that's really the reason that people aren't joining the military because they don't really see the point? Because I really think it's A, we're getting fatter and lazier, and B, a lot of people hate America that live in America, so why would they want to fight for America?
Yeah,
that's what I feel
Wouldn't
is
that
happening.
help if you give them better benefits, Dr. Dan? Because a lot of people that join, if there's no war, you could get 5 years or 6 years of education for free.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they
that
already
makes sense.
offer that?
Yeah, but I'm saying is that's what a lot of people joined for. And that's why a lot of people joined the Coast Guard. But I said if you got better benefits after you were done with your 5 years.
I agree that the benefits help drive the recruitment. The problem with the military is that why am I joining the military? Why? What's our mission? No one can really define it anymore.
Would you feel more comfortable if we took all of the migrants coming from the border and put them right into the military, and we go, now you have to go to war with the country that you just left? Those are the rules. Do you think that might be
so you're going to invade Guatemala?
Yeah,
we're going to invade Guatemala
let's
now.
Take it over.
And Costa Rica.
Let's take it over. Let's take over the coconut market. We might as well.
Could we seize Jay's house if we took over Costa Rica?
Yes, we can. We can stay there. But you can't. But you have to have permission first.
Not just to stay at his home, but to enter the country.
Right. You have to ask Jay. He's very, very protective
of the whole country.
The whole country. Anybody there that doesn't belong.
Right.
Costa Ricans for Costa Rica's sake. But he, again, I think the two big problems are an ill-defined mission, and also we aren't very good to our soldiers after they're done. And I think how we treat our veterans is disgusting. We don't have enough. We don't have enough mental health assistance. We don't have enough medical assistance. These guys get kicked around with medical problems. A lot of them have huge medical problems. They're undertreated and mistreated. They have to wait long lines, months to get in to be seen. It's disgusting how we take care of our veterans. And these guys went in with the blind goal of just being, I want to be a better American. I want a better America. And they end up just breaking themselves and not being taken care of appropriately. And we as a country still neglect.
So you're saying better benefits when they're done with their services.
Yeah.
Lumby's really fighting for this one.
Well, no, because he just repeated what I said.
I agree.
He's agreeing with me.
He's like, no, not better services, and then goes on to define better services.
I don't think just like more pay on the front side. It's better experience for a lifetime.
I see.
I agree.
And it is a slap in the face when you serve the country, you go to 2 wars that probably shouldn't have happened, and then a bunch of migrants come in and they get like free stay, free phone, and,
yeah. I mean, listen,
free food.
And I still believe that I think like the Israeli model, every adult should have to spend a year in the military, just a year, just to make sure that you know how to follow
I think the men
directions.
have to do 3 and the women 2.
Well, I don't think they need to be that much because we have a bigger country and
Yeah,
that many people in the military. But I think that some mandatory service in some sort of structured environment is essential. And if you can't do it, you should go to jail.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
If you're so cocky and you're so proud that you can't follow directions and follow instruction from someone that's older than you, more intelligent than you, better educated than you, and is ahead of you in whatever company you seem to be working for, then you don't belong in society. Sorry. You can go have fun with getting some prison tattoos.
Man has spoken. Now, this isn't the first I've heard of like lowering entry level requirements to get into the military. Like I think that the military, it seems like, is kind of on the woke train, which is odd for like a human killing force to care about feelings all of a sudden. But I think I saw things with like women where they're like, oh man, we don't have any female Navy SEALs, so let's reduce or lower the standards where you don't have to carry 100 pounds. You can just carry 25, and that's fine. I think that was happening in the Army branch of the military. I don't know if you guys remember hearing about that. Or
yes,
I heard Tim Kennedy talking about it.
Number of pull-ups, the number of push, those kinds of things.
Yeah, just the physical expectations seem to be lower, just to be more, I don't know, user friendly.
Because I know that girl that's fighting next to me is too weak to carry me out of the foxhole. Thank you guys, appreciate it. So thanks for killing me because you're so woke, dumbasses.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like I don't think they should be lowering physical requirements and standards, because I feel like when you're in the field, when you're in combat, you're not really going to care.
But what about like the cook, like Dan said?
What does he cook? Well, that's different.
What does he have to do pull-ups
Let the ladies cook.
He doesn't have to do pull-ups, but should the woman become a pilot just because she's a woman and doesn't have to do the same kind of training that the guy has to?
Yeah,
should she be on the front line? Should be a Navy SEAL, even though she can't pick up a 180-pound comrade and carry him into or out of a foxhole?
Yeah.
Should she? Or she should just be home cooking?
Oh no. Oh.
Wow.
Hello, who's this?
Anna Louis 3 on Twitch here. How's it going
What's
today?
going on, man? Thanks for calling in.
Good. Hey, great show today without Bubba. Just was gonna say, I listen to everything, no matter what show, what platform. Bubba's been talking the last 2-3 weeks about how the downloads on the podcasts are down, and I don't know if he doesn't realize, like, everything used to go on the podcast after a show, and now it's all over the place. Like, everybody's always searching. I don't know if you guys follow the pages on Facebook, but everybody's always asking, where the show is today, the after show, this show, that show. So just my opinion, and hats off to Seth for actually finally putting on 199 on a podcast. I missed the 12-9-23 and the 9-23-22. If he could throw those up on a podcast too, that'd be awesome.
What did you think of my spinning skills, sir? On the ones and twos.
You're spinning? You're a spinner on it.
Thank
Definitely
you.
A spinner.
I appreciate it.
You are the spinner. And
Okay.
hats off to Dr. Dan. He's actually messaged me back quite a few times on Facebook. I know he's a very busy guy, and he's a hero to me. And thanks for taking out your time
Lou,
out of your day, Dan, to message me.
Lou, as you said, Bubba's been pushing it. If you want to find all the after shows also and all the shows, it's one stop at BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Hey.
If anyone's having problems finding it, that has everything.
I realize that, but Bubba's been saying for the last year that all you got to do is sign up to be a grunt and you can download everything for free. That's not the case.
No, he never
been
said
saying
anything
it
about
the
it.
whole
You can
time.
listen to the show for free. You have to sign up to download the shows.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now what I got out of it. But, yep, thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Thank you. Thanks,
have
Lou.
a good day.
Bye. Hello, who's this?
Hey, on it, Farva.
What's up, Farva? Are you walking? Are you in your morning walk?
Just got done.
Okay.
Got done. Hey, I
Nice.
just wanted to say thank you, Dr. Dan, for your support about veterans. I'm a D1 Gulf War veteran. And I think the reason why the recruitment is down is, number one, you have like the last decade, you have people who are not fit for service. They're either on some type of medication or they're physically not able. And I'm with Dr. Dan that I want someone who's going to be able to carry their own weight. And if I get hurt or in some way, I want to know my battle buddy is going to be able to pull me to safety, pull me to cover, not have to worry about someone not able to do that. So,
I mean, if you're with a 115-pound female, co-marine, I mean, she can pee on your jellyfish sting, but that's about it.
again, you're 100% correct in that. But people need to understand that the military is an exclusive club, so to speak. One should not just be allowed in because they want to be in. There are standards that need to be met, and if you keep lowering those standards, you're going to make our military weaker and weaker and weaker. That's just my opinion.
And we don't need mass volumes of people in the military either. You know, we don't need a 700,000 ground force. We don't fight wars like that.
And the thing is I have friends of mine whose kids have just gone through basic training and stuff, and the way that has changed, like you're allowed to call timeouts if they feel that their anxiety is getting elevated because a drill instructor is jumping their ass for doing something stupid, getting in their face, screaming at them. They can call a timeout, and the drill instructor has to walk away. For some of the services, they don't even shave their head anymore.
What kind of names were you called when you were in basic training? Can you say them on the air? What kind of names were you called?
Good question.
I watched Full Metal Jacket. You know, it seemed like they weren't too nice to the maggots. Yeah.
Maggot, that's super soft, but like MFer,
okay,
POS.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't uncommon for a drill instructor to punch you in the back or in the stomach.
Yeah.
Or where they're smoking the bear hats, they take the brim of that hat.
Yeah.
And they will hit that brim of the hat right on the bridge of your nose.
Oh, cool.
It point across.
Ouch. Yeah. They can't do that anymore. You don't think?
Oh, absolutely not, because they got too many soft
weak ass pussies. You can say it.
Our senior leadership, they're soft.
Okay. And is that just because people started complaining, or like what really caused that shift? Is it just kind of like cultural?
That, and also you don't need to be hard to be a computer analyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think that so you're saying that initially they should separate people into like people who actually need to go to combat and people who don't, Dan? Or are you saying
they
everyone
do
should?
after basic training?
No, I know, but I'm saying, are you saying that they should do that
when you
before
ask
that?
them to do a push-up are the ones that go into the IT, and all the ones that don't cry become SEALs.
So do you think that people who go into IT and cry are the chefs? Do you think they shouldn't even? There's no need for them to go to basic training, or
well, they have to do some. But it's just, I'm sure there's basic training is different for each field too.
Yeah.
Like in the Army, basic training is a lot harder than it is in the Air Force.
You're Dr. Dan, you're 100% correct in that, but people need to understand, who's never been in the military, that you have to be combat ready regardless of what your job is. So if you're sitting in an office and you're doing IT, or you're behind a pot stirring up some grits, or you are a motor pool, you have to be combat ready. When you join the Marine Corps, you are a rifleman before you are anything else. You are a combat troop before you're anything else. And then you go to your specialty school.
I see.
That's the way it is. I was a police officer in the Air Force. I worked canine. I walked for bombers. I worked in the missile fields. So a certain level of readiness that you have to be maintained at all times.
I see.
Regardless if you're a cook, an IT, 11 Bravo in the Army, which is your infantry, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
I don't think people nowadays able to meet those standards. Very few.
Yeah. Well, not looking good for U.S. supremacy.
You guys have a great day.
All right, thank you. All right, let's call him. We'll
Can
go
you
to break.
spell K9?
Hello, who's this?
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
I love your program on YouTube.
Who's this?
Charlie.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you.
Dan, I just wanted to know, if you had it to do all over again, honestly, and it's okay if you say no, would you go into the military at 18?
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
No, not now, especially knowing now. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's been a lie. It's like the Catholic Church. It's been a lie.
Oh, I didn't say that's coming from you.
Well,
what did they
saying
lie about?
Everything.
Okay, but you still
They
go.
didn't even say that they've been lying. They even said that they apologized for like the last 600 years because there was so much politicism and lies in the Catholic Church and false double standards.
Didn't they just
and
apologize for the
hypocrisy.
Galileo thing? They're like, actually, sorry
the
about
Inquisition,
that.
all that stuff. They're wrong. We're wrong about this. We're wrong about this. Sorry.
But do you think they're getting like extra soft because they're like, yeah, it's fine. You can be trans, you can be gay, you can be whatever.
I don't even recognize it anymore.
Yeah, but you still wear the cross, right?
I don't have a cross on.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen Dr. Dan.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I thought I saw something. My bad. Okay, all right. We'll go to break. We'll be right back.
Experience the myth behind the madness.
I just live in a world of urine and pancakes, you know?
More the Bubba the Love Sponge show after these words.
Available.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Oh yeah, don't.
I've been hanging up on it.
Yeah, don't pick up.
Well, I couldn't because if I do, if there's already if someone's on the line, I can't do that.
No, I don't think that Bubba just should not pick up his calls. Like I don't think he should be on the air at all.
Oh yeah, the phones are busy now.
He is that guy. I mean, it sucks. It sucks because you can get good calls, but I mean, that guy is just trouble, man.
That's your dad.
See her for a
Yeah.
second? It's okay. It's just start drinking this it cools me off.
I get cold from smoothies too, man. I have to put a jacket on in my house. Not surprised. I'm sure nobody listening is surprised. I'm a pussy. Get cold easily, guys. What can I tell you? Sorry.
I'd be so pissed if I had spent 15 years in the Middle East and then we just pull out 1 week just because we feel like it. Nothing was accomplished.
I mean, that's like best case scenario. Worst case scenario is like everyone you know dies and you come back a broken shell of a man and like
For nothing.
for what? Yeah, exactly.
Man, I haven't heard from Tampa Terry in a while.
Oh, now you just summoned him.
No, I mean he's in the chat. He's saying as far as I haven't heard a call from him. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Can't believe I didn't know that Jose Gaspar was in.
It worries me that there's people like Charlie out in just daily life, just interacting with normal people, you know? Like a guy that sits and calls with radio stations all morning is like out in society with like...
What's his purpose?
What?
Like, what's the purpose?
I don't think he has one. I think that's why he's lost in his life and thinks he gets some purpose doing a gotcha on the show.
I feel like I heard Patrick David talking about this. He's like, the people that you have to worry about the most are, what did he say? They're like, they're bad people, but they're very ambitious. You know?
Jesus
like
Christ.
they got a mission and they're determined, but they're bad actors.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, I'm scared of what I don't know, but I just feel scared.
Man.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's Sam Terry. Yeah, Patrick Bet-David is the man. Do you know who he is? I feel like you'd like him, Dan.
Who?
Patrick Bet-David.
Who's that?
Really? You don't know him?
Patrick who?
Patrick Bet-David.
No idea.
You gotta get on his train because you're about to love this motherfucker for real.
Patrick Bet-David?
Yeah. He's from Iran. He like fucking escaped and lived in a refugee camp before coming to the States and opened up a fucking, what was he, I think he did something with insurance, became an entrepreneur. He's worth like $400 million. He's the
wow.
valuetainment guy. This guy, right? That's not a good. This guy. That's what he looks like.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
probably
him
seen him
before.
on the internet. You know, webs. Gives a lot of advice. He loves America a lot, let's just say.
Yeah. Glad he didn't go into the vest building school.
I think he's Christian.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he was like originally Christian or
But
kind
now
of
he
maybe
is.
transition. I don't know. I think he was always Christian. There's some Christians that are Iranian. There's some Jews that are too. Ain't none there now though. Mm-mm.
Someone said Rob Gargiulo works for him.
Yeah, he does. He's a producer on his show. But he's very pro-West, pro-capitalism, pro-be a man kind of guy. Yeah, he is.
You know about Blueface?
Blueface?
You heard Blueface?
No. Is this kind of like
Use it in a
blackface?
sentence.
Blueface is in jail.
Oh, okay.
He's a rapper. He's a real person. I'm not
Oh.
Blueface is a person.
Yeah.
I thought this was like blackface.
Oh.
But Blueface.
No.
That's why I said use it in a sentence. I didn't know where you're going with it.
He's just a person that it's like he's gets into all this online stuff and it's baby mama stuff and he's just online every day and it's for some reason it pops up on my Twitter and someone today was like posted everything I've learned about this person has been against my will and I feel the same. I didn't know if like he had come across you because you read a lot. So.
No, I don't know who Blueface is. I don't really know a lot of like.
I don't
say undercover. Was he like a SoundCloud rapper?
I've never heard his song that he's popular for, but he's got like.
Or next.
I don't know. I can't. That's not worth talking about. I just sorry.
I'm sorry.
Just saying Blueface was just enough. Once I got your
I
reaction.
disappointed you.
No, you didn't.
I feel like it let you down.
No, I'm glad. You shouldn't know about it. You shouldn't know. I shouldn't know.
You read it and I do it.
Oh shit! You gotta do your super beats or something.
Yeah, we gotta do super beats.
Right now?
Probably next break.
Next break? Okay, just let me know.
Listen, is the heater on this?
The heater was on this one.
Oh, it was on that one? Okay.
So you were sitting on
All right. Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, so next break,
Lolo?
Lolo?
Yeah.
All right.
Splintered memories looming up out of the time fog.
Lost somewhere between fiction
And reality.
Madness. It made no sense at all.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
This makes me want to whip the ponytail I used to have. Welcome back to the Bubba Love Sponge Show. Sauna here. Lummy, Dr. Dan, Seth, Rhett, and Macho. We're here. Still doing live programming. Bubba is out all week, but he's fine. He's alive. He's kicking. He's well. He's in Ocala, so if you're around and you're into the racing deal, go up there, hang out with the Nashes, because they know how to party, boy.
Yeah, you can check out his whole schedule at BubbaRacewayPark.com.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lummy. Appreciate you. Going along with the theme of American degradation of society. Well, not just American. I guess it's more like the world. But there's been a theme that I've been seeing that I don't quite understand, and it involves art and food. And it seems like this is the way you make a statement now. And sometimes it's not even the same sort of issue. Usually it's a climate deal, but sometimes it's about, I guess, food. And I know that we've been talking about this a lot, but it seems like people are either destroying works of art, they are terrorizing museums and other people by throwing odd food items, pumpkin soup, tomato soup, at different historical pictures and things like that. But they went after the Mona Lisa, and I got a bone to pick with these people.
Isn't the Mona Lisa like highly protected behind glass?
It is protected by glass, but I mean, they still I'm surprised they got as far as they did. And why aren't they kind of screening people better that come into the Louvre?
Well, that's
what I want to know.
That's what I was going to say. So that picture right there with all the soup on it, that's behind glass?
Yeah.
So they did nothing.
Correct.
Exactly. They did
What
nothing.
the hell?
They
And
did
then
absolutely nothing.
And then instead of going in and grabbing the people, and I'll play the video, they just put up a bunch of black screens to minimize the exposure or whatever, so that they can't get as much publicity. But it is very strange. I'm like, why aren't they like yoking those people up and getting them out of there? But maybe France has gone soft.
Wait, is it? They didn't like super glue their hands down or anything?
No, they threw like I think it was pumpkin soup or something.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, it's sad.
Are you asking if there is like some sort of like deep meaning behind the actual food that's being tossed at it?
No, it's like what's the trend? Like, why is this a trend? With it always has to do with like art or a statue where you deface it somehow, or at least try to. I don't know. And why is that? Maybe they should do like a no food policy in the Louvre or something like that. Like, don't be selling snacks, don't be selling nothing.
Listen.
And just have, and maybe like kind of check a little bit better who's coming through these doors.
If any bitch could sneak pumpkin soup into a museum, it's a climate change bitch, okay? Yeah. They are very resourceful. They can do a lot
of things. It's very true. I don't know if it was climate change per se, but what was it? Food? I read the article, but I've since forgotten.
That was probably the most exciting thing that's happened at the museum in quite some time.
It translates food response. So it has to do something. I mean, I guess it's kind of climate related.
They started
sustainable food
in 2022. The climate protesters started doing a new tactic, which they throw food at famous paintings.
Okay, but see, and it seems like a bit wasteful if you're talking about food and preserving food. It seems like wasteful.
They're hypocrites.
Yes.
But the weird thing is that all the rest of them that have thrown food always super glue their hands to it. So these people didn't follow that.
No,
but they knew they had a plan. Like they threw the soup, they went behind with the railing, and then they just they stood up there.
Stood there, and no one really did anything except put in the black screens in front of it. And, well, if she's swearing, we don't know.
Shout out to their aim, by the way.
See, they just do that. It was like, why don't they have like a Thai J come in and just yoke those MFers up? It's very bizarre. I guess you're just like allowed to do that, kind of.
I'd have cleared the room. I'd have tackled them like they were streakers, like they were streakers on an NFL game. I'd have done like a Jerry Rice on them.
Yeah.
And then I would I'd throw them in jail indefinitely for trying to ruin something that's priceless.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I think it should be a 5-year felony. I'm so tired of these protesters, these people, these protesters that try to deface things and think they'll have no ramifications. Glue yourself to a street, you're going to get run over.
Yeah.
Glue yourself to an art piece, you're going to get pried off the wall. And if your hand bleeds, sorry.
Yeah.
And then you can go to jail for 5 years. You knock down a statue, you're going down to jail for 5 years. Sorry, kids. Stop playing like this.
Yeah.
The block in the road protests are getting absolutely out of hand and ridiculous.
Yeah. It seems to only kind of fall in one direction, if you know what I mean.
Are you saying Gaza, Palestine? What are you saying here?
Maybe. I don't know. And I don't understand like how they're going to change minds and hearts by blocking roads. Like that just pisses people off in every which way.
It doesn't help anything.
No.
They want to be disruptive. They want to ruin everyone else's day. And
right.
They don't have a job to go to.
That's
they don't have
true.
anything. They can just get their fake armpit hair and glue it on.
Yeah, it is really just disturbing what people are doing these days because it seems like you said, they don't have jobs. They don't have anything really going on.
There's too much time. Like, there's just too much time and boredom in life that people just need to go and do these things. I'm not saying, that's not a worthy cause, but I mean, good Lord, get out of the damn road, idiots.
Well, that's one of the problems in the Middle East and in Egypt. There's no employment. There's a problem in Gaza. There's no employment. There's no structure. There's no hope.
Literally no infrastructure. I mean, even before the invasion after October 7th, but there was just nothing going on there.
All kidding aside, you take any subgroup and you put them in economic disparity, economic plight, no job, no career, no path forward, no
you got
path
nothing
to
to
success.
lose. Right.
Exactly. And you're going to build terrorists and disruptive people.
Yeah.
And so it's all economic. If they had jobs, they wouldn't be doing this.
No,
if that chick that was throwing the pumpkin soup on the art,
Mona Lisa.
If they had real jobs, they wouldn't be doing this.
Have you been there? Have you been to the Louvre? I feel like you have. Yeah.
I have.
Is it as impressive
It's
as?
Interesting. Yeah, it's big. It's huge.
Yeah, all right.
Is it in Italy, if I may ask?
It's France.
France.
The Louvre.
Okay, I don't know. I'm
the
sorry.
Louvre. Louvre. You know so much about sports, but nothing about art.
I don't know, but that everybody says for a while there, everybody was like, when there would be a great picture, everybody would go, hang it in the Louvre. That's what everybody would say on social media.
Right.
So I've heard of it before.
So you don't know where the Louvre is, but you know who Blueface is. And then you try to shame me. You're like, you don't know who Blueface is? I was like, I don't know what you're saying. Is that like blackface?
No, Blueface is in jail. Blueface, yeah.
Is it like the Blue Man Group?
No, he's a rapper that's just in the news every day, and I've learned everything that
But why?
I've learned just for hitting, women and banging them, and he's having a beef with Soulja Boy. Listen, I'm just saying, I've learned about him against my will, and I just figured you might know about him too. I was just trying to make a little bond with you, a connection with a little small talk today, a little Blueface talk, and you thought I was being racist.
No, I didn't understand what you were saying to me. I didn't know if it was a verb, if it was a noun, if it was.
He's a man. He's a noun.
Okay, I didn't know what was going on. You're like, Blueface.
Thank you, Dan. I knew it was something other than a noun.
Improper noun.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I know Blueface. I'm sorry. Okay, I know where the Louvre is now. It's in France.
Okay.
The Louvre.
Likely Paris.
Yes.
I don't know other cities in France.
There's a couple.
Or whatever. Yeah.
You got it. It's a big country. It's a big country.
Yeah, it's about the size of like South Dakota.
No, it's not.
Maybe smaller.
Really, France?
Yeah.
That
France
small?
Sucks. Come on, France is the size of a thimble. It's
No,
irrelevant.
it's not irrelevant.
Oh my God!
That is so
Take
not
out the
true.
Louvre. Take out the Louvre.
Take that back.
And fries. And France is useless.
What
the
about
Eiffel Tower?
Versailles?
You got to take out the Eiffel Tower too.
The Eiffel Tower is smaller than the radio towers going over the Gandhi.
They love the Eiffel
That's
Tower.
the French Riviera. You're rich. Don't you like places like that?
What, to go to France just to be like heckled
French
by
Riviera.
French people?
Yeah, I feel like you're not very fond of the French.
They hate us, don't
I
they?
love the French.
Do the French hate us?
Yeah, I like hairy armpits, hairy legs.
I've heard
body
Parisians
odor.
aren't very nice to Americans.
They're not. They're a-holes to
Really?
Americans.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture in front of the Eiffel Tower, Dan?
Yes.
What kind of Eiffel Tower?
Me holding my crotch with one hand and flicking it off with the other.
All right.
Jeez.
We'll move on.
That's what I've always heard is the France, they don't like us at all. They hate when we go over there.
They really don't like us. They really don't. They go out of the way just to not like us.
yeah.
But you know who doesn't like the French? The English. They hate each other. They really. They say they don't. They really do. Like if you tell an English person a French joke, they laugh really hard.
Yeah.
I like the English people.
But here's the thing that I learned recently, because I've recently got back into the French Revolution. I was like, I need to revisit this part of history.
What took you so long?
Oh, I know.
Jeez.
It's been a while. So I'm circling back to the, Maximilian Robespierre. Yeah, listen, Louis the 16th. But we gotta thank France a lot because of their beef with Britain, because they really helped us out during the American Revolution,
at the
I thought.
when they knew for sure
that we were
going to
win. Okay, so you think that we could have done it on our own? We didn't need no French help.
Right. It's like helping in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. Oh, okay. You want some help?
Oh,
Here.
now I understand it better. Before I didn't understand it, but thank you for the analogy, Dan. I appreciate it. A sports analogy. But yeah, so yeah, I've been learning about the French Revolution, how they were like helping us out and stuff, and their beef with the British, and then the Great Terror. I forgot about that with the guillotine and all the Marie Antoinette. It's very interesting
all
stuff.
the people that helped us got guillotined.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, everyone died at the end. It was sad. But then Napoleon arises, who's my favorite dictator, so it's pretty cool stuff.
And then they sent us to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, thanks.
It was all good.
Appreciate ya. Violent dog napping seemed to be everywhere, especially in L.A. I knew this story was in L.A. before I even started reading it because this is just such an L.A. story. And it seems to be that they only really steal like one type of breed, and that is a French bulldog.
That's because there's like $3,000 for
Those
one.
are like real hot right now.
They're really
Have you
expensive.
noticed that?
Yes, they're very expensive. $3K for a good one.
Yes. But when you say a good one, does that mean that like one that doesn't die 3 months in or something?
Yeah,
or
it doesn't have like, mites and hips
purebred.
Right.
Which is
well-bred
weird
one.
because purebred dogs, I feel like, are genetically typically inferior to like mutts, right?
Yes,
Because they got the genetic recessive traits.
But purebred is different than inbred. And so some purebreds are also inbred, and that's less optimal.
Some purebreds are, yes, I get it. That's kind of what happened with our people, Seth, with the Tay-Sachs. I feel like,
Oh, that's right.
You could be purebred Ashkenazi, but then at some point you're going to blast a cousin.
Right.
Yeah, that happens.
Sure.
So
It's okay.
Kissing cousins isn't that cool genetically.
No, it's not. And then there's a green light in Judaism. You can marry your second cousin. My parents let me know about that. I'm like, wish you didn't.
They just wanted you to explore all options.
They're like, in case it doesn't work out.
He's a guy.
I'll take it.
We have one last trick before you turn full lesbian, and that is you can bang your cousin, Anna.
Awesome. I'll take that
Tell
option,
us if
please.
you like little Jacob over there, if you always thought he was hot.
Have you been screened for Tay-Sachs,
No.
Seth?
Yes, I was.
You have?
Yeah.
Are you a carrier?
It's not.
This is how Jews bond, by the way.
I don't think it's.
It's fake.
Wait, I'm sorry. I don't think I was screened for it. I believe I was given. I think I was given a shot for it.
It's a genetic thing. I don't know if you can just do away with it like
There
a
was
shot.
There was something when my wife was pregnant that the doctor had asked me because
Well, your wife isn't Ashkenazi Jewish hereditarily, so I think if that's even a word, which it's not, but
I'm just telling you what the, doctor said.
Nice.
There was something where he it was
And they're override.
Yeah. Do we second that one?
Oh, okay,
Second.
sure. All right. So
yeah.
we'll move on to the violent dog nappings. All right. Violent dog napping clings woman to speeding car. And listen, I've seen some stuff and they make it sound like it's so crazy, but this one was actually pretty good. This car was going real fast. I don't know if you guys saw this already, but there she is.
Oh, nice.
LA for you.
Wait, is that a person with a dog?
I think the dog is in the car.
The dog's in the car. She jumped on the hood.
Oh, the lady.
Which is, I don't understand why people do that.
She wants her dog.
I understand why. I don't understand. She clearly didn't think this through.
What about you don't understand? What about the person who stole the dog? I don't understand that, and I don't understand
That's worth a
continuing
lot
to
of money.
I don't understand continuing to drive with somebody on your hood.
I don't also get how everyone's
so-
watching and no one's helping the lady.
And if I'm on the
get in front
hood
of it.
and the guy starts driving fast, endangering my life, I have a feeling I'm going to pull my gun out and shoot him.
Well, she's in California, Dr.
Yeah,
Dan.
I guess you don't have one there.
Probably not.
So if,
yell at him,
yeah,
though.
let's walk through that. If that happened in Florida and someone stole your dog and you jumped on the car and they start speeding, can you shoot them?
I'm going to. We'll
Okay.
talk about it on the backside.
Yeah, better be alive than
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to be alive talking about how I capped him because he was endangering my life.
Okay, I like that. So this obviously happened in L.A. when a French bulldog was stolen right from under the owner's feet. She took matters in her own hands with the dog mom clinging to the hood of the thief's speeding getaway car. I'm not quite sure if they.
That's an ugly dog.
She was
You know, a cop did that. A cop did that. It was just a justified shooting. Remember? We saw
Say
this
that
about
again?
3 months ago in here.
Yeah.
Where-
A cop was on a car and the guy took off and it was a justified shooting. He kept telling him to stop, stop, stop. He wouldn't stop. Then he shot the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't that happen?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
didn't
I
make that
do.
up.
I do
Right,
recall
okay.
that. Yeah,
That
and
is-
again, this is the dog that they. I don't know. This dog doesn't look purebred to me.
That's inbred.
That's.
And
Oh, I
Scott
heard a
does not
dog.
like it either.
Yeah. Blue eye, green eyes to David Bowie.
Yeah. It's not a good look, and not only it's not. They're not even pointing in the right direction.
I mean, what is the point? Even if you
Yeah.
get $3,000 for the dog, you can't do anything in LA for that. I mean, you could barely pay your rent that month. I mean, you better be doing at least 6 or 7 of those a day.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Be dog napping all over
She
town.
looks like what's the Chicago mayor's name?
Lori Lightfoot. I like that. Yeah, that's a really, really good comparison, actually. No, but I feel like you could sell them for way more than that, especially if they're high demand and you're in some place like LA where everybody has a lot of money.
How much more are you going to pay for the dog? I don't know, man. I just feel like it's
A stolen.
yeah,
Stolen dog.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you think they're worth? 500 stolen?
I don't. I
1,000
would
stolen?
pay. I mean, I would pay full price if you said, a good one's $3K. I'm not paying $3K for a dog that's
an old one.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't declare that it's stolen. You probably pose as the breeder or something like that. But then when you show up with Onyx over here,
Man.
Everyone's gonna know this dog was kid. It was dog now.
This is
So
what
it
else?
looks like sometimes it depends, but it looks like they're fetching between 5,000 and depending on the breed of the French bulldog, it could go up to 100,000.
That's crazy. What? They're cute, ugly dogs. Like they're not. I don't know. I feel bad because I know a lot of people with French bulldogs,
get a pug.
but you think pugs? Pugs are cute.
A pug's just the same thing almost. It's like literally.
They're
and-
louder
and
because they can breathe less
there's-
well.
There's not much of a difference, and they're about a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
Couldn't I get a polar bear for $100,000? Like, why would I buy a dog when I could get something really
Well, a
exotic?
lion and something like that
Yeah,
for
I mean, really.
100,000.
Yeah.
A
It's probably
lion.
easier to manage this one, I suppose.
I guess.
Have you only had like purebred dogs, Dr. Dan?
No, we had a cocker spaniel poodle when we were
Okay.
kids.
All right. So, did you ever go to like the Pound? Is that a place that your parents ever took you?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'd go there to hang out sometimes. My dad really liked animals. I don't know if that's a
Oh,
thing.
Jay's over there. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Jay's here?
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
I heard
he's on the couch?
He's got some pound talk for you.
Hello?
Oh, there it is. I said, is that where Mom got boots, Dan?
I don't
Do you
know. I have no idea.
We got a dog that was. I think he may have been a pound dog, Dan.
What was its name?
His name was Boots.
Boots.
He was a cockapoo, half cocker spaniel, half poodle.
Mhm.
Before the whole deal of having a poodle, whatever.
Yeah.
A golden doodle or
Those
whatever.
are big right now.
Yeah, and he was an amazing dog, black with white paws, so we called him Boots. And
Aw.
I guarantee you, Dan, Mom didn't spend a dime on that dog.
I'm sure she spent something on him.
Yeah, I mean,
it costs money. It's a pound to get them.
Still costs
Just
money.
the shots and
Like
stuff, but
$10.
not.
Yeah, it's not much.
Now, are you guys? Will you stick with Vicious for the rest of your life? Are you kind of
Absolutely.
brand specific?
They're the
or brand
best
loyal?
dog in the sense of they're loyal, they're loving,
Mhm.
they allow you to pet them as much as you want. I mean, the only downside is they literally almost love you too much. There's times where you're like, man, get away from
I want some space.
Yeah, it's incredible. I wanted Boots to hug me so bad as a kid, and he never did.
Really?
Yeah.
Just wasn't so affectionate.
No, he was kind of always shucking and jiving. He had 3 boys at him all the time,
Yeah.
little kids.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
How's Ripley doing?
He's home in a cage. I'm afraid I'm going to go home to a shiz storm, so I have Pity checking on him in about a half hour.
Nice. And Seth, you got two dogs.
Yeah, I've got.
How are they? You don't sound too enthused about them.
well,
Are
I
you a
mean-
dog person?
Yeah, I love my dogs, but
Okay.
they're. I mean, one of my I have 2 cocker spaniels.
He dresses them as cats.
They identify as cats. Yeah, one's gonna be 15 this month, and one's 12.
Wow. Yeah.
So
So I feel like you're kind of bracing yourself for the storm that's coming.
I mean, just Phoebe brought it up once, so I just said I'm not ready quite yet.
And the
so-
Cocker Spaniels?
Yeah.
They're some of the
get
prettiest
more?
dogs,
Yeah.
aren't they? I love Cocker
they're
Spaniels.
awesome.
They're
They're
good dogs.
fantastic dogs. Will you get another one when they pass?
I know you don't even want to think about
My
it.
mom has never recovered from Boots passing when I was 18.
Oh, Jesus.
Seriously, she'll never get another dog.
I'll tell you what, Jay. The one thing about having older dogs and having a 6-year-old is that she really never got to see them as younger dogs, running, jumping, all this stuff. And she has such a love for the dog across the street. It's like, what is it? I don't know if it's a wiener. I don't know what it is. Wiener dog, something.
Yeah.
And she's like, looks out. She's like, oh, Obi's so cute. I love Obi. And I'm like, you got 2 dogs right here, but they're older and they just, lay around and don't really do much. So I probably would. Yeah. But, I got to,
get through.
It's on my mind. It's on my mind every day.
Well, I'm sorry
Every
you're
day?
going through. It's a cycle of life.
Yeah.
And, the thing is, when you have one that goes and you get a new puppy, the new life in your house is incredible. The kids love it. I had about 3 weeks where we didn't have our dog, and my house was so quiet, Seth. I literally got an emergency dog. I called all around the nation. I found one. And I had it at my house in 36 hours.
Oh, my God.
As long as it took for some crackhead to drive from South Dakota to my house.
For real?
I swear to God.
Wow.
Oh, my.
They're like, oh, we can have it. My
Couldn't
wife
find one more
looked at how
local?
far it was. It was like 32 hours away.
Oh,
and the
my.
girl goes, we'll be there in 36. So this girl came, and the car the back seats were down. It smelled like urine. He was
no.
full bred, but I'm pretty sure she just drove straight through. Because my wife was like, do you have a hotel room? No, I'll just find it. It was crazy.
Oh, God.
So he's an incredible dog. But yeah, we got him in 36 hours because silence was deafening. I can't come home to a silent house.
Yeah. You got to just
Especially
kind of,
with kids.
Yeah, fill that void. And it's traumatic when you lose a pet. It's,
My
yeah.
daughter really took it heavy. I couldn't believe it at 11. She was really, really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like maybe 2 times I can recall my father crying while I was a child / adolescent, and one of them was the dog passing. So
You know
not
who's
good.
the most emotional of all about that? You'll never believe it.
Who?
Danny. Danny
This guy?
is right here.
Oh,
Danny is
I
an
see that.
absolute dog lover.
Mhm.
And when my other dog, Harley, was sick and passing, and I was telling him I had to put him down, Danny literally came to my house. Do you mind me telling him this, Dan?
Okay.
Okay. He came to my house. He's like,
Yeah.
can I say goodbye? And I'm like, yeah. And he came up and he got in bed with him, and he just sat there and hugged him and cried for like half an hour. I mean, makes me sad to even think about it.
oh man, I'm tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, Danny is a dick until you need him.
Okay.
He's a dick until
All
you
right,
need him.
let's
but he's
reset
incredible.
with less
Reset.
tears.
Yes.
You know, that seemed like a good idea at the time.
Shut up!
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after these words.
on the other side, yeah.
Can't really control it. So.
Well, 15
15
years is incredible.
Yeah, I told my wife, I was like, listen, I was like, I know people would probably put their dog down for, can't control when they go to the bathroom all the time, but I'm just not ready to do that right now.
You know, my thing with my wife was when he can't eat and he can't wag his tail anymore.
Right.
It wasn't a matter of incontinence. It was one day he couldn't make it up the stairs, and it's like a very personal thing. And then I'd run for the hills. I let my wife do it.
Right.
I'm such a strong guy. I'm like, you call people and you do it. And it's horrible. But there's a wonderful place that will come to your house.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. I'm sure it's the same place.
Yeah. I know.
They're so sweet. It's unbelievable.
That was the
So my wife tells me.
No, that's the greatest invention ever is when they started coming to your house to do it, because every dog, when they get to the vet, knows that it's like not good. Like most dogs freak out at the vet.
My dog is so dumb, he loves it right now.
Really?
He's like, oh, I'm going to the vet.
Maybe he hasn't been traumatized too much at all.
Sounds like that breed has been amazing. Those are both very old.
Yeah.
Ours was half Cocker Spaniel, and I mean they were beautiful. Their coats are amazing.
Yeah. No, they're all.
So were they yours before you got married, or were they hers?
No, I got them with Phoebe, like when we were just dating. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I've been married to her for I guess like 11 or 12 years. We've been with her for like 15 or 16. So yeah.
My 18th is coming up on the 11th.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Can't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. My parents were only married 7 years.
That's
and
it?
They had the this family, and it's because when my mom moved down here from Philly, my dad followed. So they were always a part of each other and a part of our lives, which was incredible. But yeah, only 7 years.
Man. Get in and get out.
It's exactly right. And she was pregnant 6 of them. I understand why they divorced her.
Yeah, I'm with you, Permagrom. But you know what? I kind of say that I know there's nothing more that they want to just, other than just being around us. So, we'll keep it that way. As long as Phoebe's okay with cleaning up after them. Can't handle it.
That's the same thing I did too. Women are so much stronger than men.
Yeah.
They deal with so much more shit. Literally.
I was like, I'll mop. She's like, I got it.
Is Doc okay from fighting Bubba then? Yeah. Is better?
Oh, date night was good, Sicilian. We talked about it in great detail on last Monday's show, or last Monday's after show. If you want to check it out, it was very sexually aggressive. Lapse of love. That's what it is. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Tina. Yeah. Not had to use them.
Sometimes, Terry.
Yeah, when my dog stopped trying to come eat my fucking Chick-fil-A, then I'll know something's up.
That may never happen.
No HS Bubba fan, you know what I meant. You little rascal. Monday Night Raw at the family.
That works out tonight.
Yeah.
So it's like back-to-back big wrestling gigs?
Yeah, and I feel like they normally, I don't think they normally stay in the same city as their pay-per-view, but it was probably good for the wrestlers because a lot of them live here, so to get to be in town for 2-3 days straight, it's probably like a long ass vacation for them.
Did they do anything for Mike and his brother?
No.
Okay.
Not that I saw. No.
Marty used to say it right next.
No, I cannot take Dr. Dan. I didn't go, Tina. The people that were supposed to give Phoebe tickets did not have them, so we watched it at home. But it was great. It was great from the house. I can't. I watched an hour and a half of it, and then I had to take a break. Too much at one time. Thank you, Pippi. I appreciate that.
Cash up. Oh, Eva Barbie. Want to eat more coleslaw?
Taking a picture of your comment, Pippi. I got Jalen Carter. Brian, I got you. Brian, I got a lot of Jalen Carter cards, actually. I got a lot of Jalen's. I have some really good Jalen Carter cards.
I like you. Do you like me?
All gimmicks, willies, Joneses, McGillicuddies, shenanigans, hickeys, and bamboozles are property of Bubba the Love Sponge Enterprises.
Great success.
All violations will be dealt with swiftly and painfully. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back. Good day for those that are just joining us. Bubba is out this week, but the rest of us are in. Jay's here.
Good morning.
And a Super Beats.
Yes, and a Super Beats. Let me take it away.
Well, February is coming up, and February is a very important month. Bubba, Lummy, what is February?
It is Heart Health Month in the United States.
You're right. It sure is. And, Super Beats is one way that Americans can support healthy blood pressure. Blood pressure is important. It matters to me because being healthy is very important. And in a very stressful life, with a very stressful lifestyle, with all these outside things distracting us, blood pressure can be an issue sometimes. So, Super Beat Heart Chews are the #1 doctor, pharmacist, and cardiologist recommended way to support healthy blood pressure. They even promote heart-healthy energy without the stimulants. And paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beats are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than just a healthy lifestyle alone. And with over 40,000 five-star reviews, people are really psyched about Super Beat Heart Chews. So I love them. I like the flavor of them. They've been they've been really important in my life. My blood pressure, I went to the doctor last week on Friday. Again, it was 118/75, Lummy. How about that?
Oh, that's amazing.
Humble brag. I like it. I like this.
But now supporting healthy blood pressure comes with a bonus. Super Beat Heart Chews supports healthy circulation, so you can not only get healthy blood pressure support, but you also get a productive heart-healthy energy without the crash. Support your heart health with Super Beat Heart Chews. Get a free month supply of Super Beat Heart Chews on all bundles and a free full-size bag of
turmeric
Heart Chews valued at $25 with your order by going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. Get this exclusive offer only at BubbaLovesBeats.com.
Beautiful. Great job. I loved it. And it's perfect segue into our next topic of conversation, which is brain health. So we went from heart health to brain health. I pulled up the story where this woman was saying that her really bad mood swings just turned out to be early onset dementia, which is obviously not good. An Idaho woman experiencing severe mood swings thought she had a brain tumor. It turns out she had early onset dementia. And I'm glad we covered this before Dr. Dan left, but how common is that? Is early...
Why are you messing with me?
Oh, Jesus. I think you may have. What's going on here?
I read 2 things over the last week.
Yeah.
Mood swings and naps.
Lots of naps.
So I'm always mad, and I take a lot of naps. So I'm not going to know who I am next year.
That's really a mood swing. That's kind of just like your MO, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like
I'm
that's
mad.
personality
your
trait.
default setting.
A sleepy a-hole. He's just got dementia.
I feel like everyone could get a letter or some diagnosis to explain their personal flaws right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ADHD. That's what my problem is. No, I've got the early onset dementia. Or you're just an asshole.
Right. You just use that as an excuse for bad behavior.
There's a diagnosis for everything right now.
Right. Now, early onset dementia. I know dementia, and Dan, please correct me if I'm wrong, is more of just like, is it just a symptom? And it could be a symptom of many things, right?
Yes.
Like it's a symptom of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. Which is what, like a beta protein blockage buildup in the brain, something like that. But with this early onset dementia, how common is that? And is it becoming more common because of our, lifestyle, the standard American diet, not moving, things like that?
It's interesting. I think it's becoming more prevalent because we're recognizing it more. I don't think people talked about it as much.
Okay.
Just like when we were kids, that kid was, a little hyperactive. Now everyone's got ADHD because it's been, it's on the list. People know about the diagnosis. They know about dementia now. I think it's being just highlighted. And also, I believe that old people's brains are being challenged more than they used to. Back in the old days, like 30 years ago, if you're an old person, you just, sit by the pool and play shuffleboard and maybe, look at an old New York Times crossword puzzle and then
but
not
that should help,
finish
right?
it.
Oh, not finish. Okay.
And not finish it. Now you're bombarded with, so much stimuli and the necessity to navigate it. I mean, you have to be able, if you're 80 years old, you're expected to be able to navigate a smartphone.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, our mother calls us, she's pretty good about the scam thing. When she'll get a random phishing email or one of those things. But it's so, when you read them, I'm like, that was a good one, Mom. Good job picking it up. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hear from many people, and now, unfortunately, I'm starting to have these talks with my parents as they enter their mid to late 60s, and, next year my dad will be 70. But it's just about the importance of keeping your mind active with whatever you're doing, whether it be my grandma went to college courses and college lectures till she was 94, like a month before she died. And my grandma went exactly how I want to go. She was good. She was good. She was good. She was good. She died.
Yep.
Like there really wasn't a big. I mean, she had some like health issues. Don't get me wrong, and it'd be kind of embarrassing because I'd take her to the grocery store and she would tell the cashier about her bleeding colon that she had on the cruise, and I was like, I'm like, Bubby, when they say like how are you, they don't really mean it. Like don't actually tell them how you're doing. She's like, oh, I was doing great until and I was like, oh Jesus. But yeah, she kept her mind active. She was constantly reading, constantly doing puzzles, constantly meeting with friends and family. Like that's so important. That sense of connection and that sense of looking forward to something in the future. Like I got to make it to Anna's graduation and I got to make it to Andy's wedding. Well, she didn't, but whatever. Make it to the wedding, make it to this.
Well, that was the difference with our parents. Our grandmother lived till she was 97, and my mom and my dad, if you had bet 10 years ago on who would have lasted longer, you would have said, my dad, absolutely. But the difference was they both stayed stimulated mentally, but my mother is very physically active too. At 7 o'clock, she's at church, and she's out until 7 o'clock. She's doing the book club, and she's going to a theater, and she's doing this social event. And so she's got, like you said, connections with her family.
Yeah.
Connections with her friends.
Her community.
Definitely with the community. And so I think you're really right. You're onto something. It's fully faceted. It can't just be stimulating your mind, like Dan says, sitting in the corner reading the New York Times and thinking you did pretty good getting 2/3 of it done. You got to actually go out there and do things.
Yeah, but this is pretty much, I guess, one of my worst nightmares is not only just having dementia, but then like knowing you have it and you're pretty young and you have, I'm assuming this person is a mother and she has a husband. It's like, what do you do as the husband once your wife starts to go? Do you... I feel like you can divorce her, but you can't like leave her.
You can't divorce
Why
them?
not?
You gotta work
a lifetime.
You gotta work something. You work out a plan.
Right?
I think a lot of. I don't know.
You put them in the Jimmy's home. You put them in the mental health care
again,
facility.
I'm not saying you leave them to die by themselves, but I'm saying you can't kind of like divorce and
Pictures by the Grand Canyon.
What?
That's nice, Dr. Dan.
Scuba diving for you.
So here's a little bit of her deal.
1st, I think, of 2020. And it's the diagnosis is major neurocognitive disorder due to fetal alcohol syndrome, hydrocephalus, and repeated concussions. I'm in stage 5 now. Diagnosis.
How many stages are there?
I think she's making it up.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember.
Oh, you think she's a grifter?
She had fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah.
She's had multiple head injuries.
Yeah.
She's got hydrocephaly. She's got a lot of reasons.
What's hydrocephaly?
Water in the brain.
Oh, no. Well, maybe that's because of the concussion or something.
And it's also because she probably has brain atrophy because she, again, has fetal alcohol syndrome because
she
her
has
mom
dementia.
drank when she was pregnant.
So, obviously, maybe you
this
can get
girl's
dementia from
pickled
that.
brain. This girl has a pickled brain from it all.
Okay.
So
All right.
basically, it's not a major risk factor for the rest of us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
And then I went back for retesting, a reassessment, just because the first initial one was a baseline. And then in 2000.
All right. I mean, we get the gist of it. She's not doing well. She's not doing well.
You
So,
would kick her right out of your office, Dr. Dan?
I mean, she's still kind of hot.
I feel badly for her.
Yeah. Dude, I recently came up. Okay. Sometimes.
But she's not Elon Musk.
It looks like there's 7 stages of dementia.
7? Okay,
Yeah.
so 5 out of 7. Feel like she's almost there. That's not good. I recently came across. Sometimes I'm not on social media all that much, but when I am, it kind of throws curveballs my way. And one of them was, have you heard of this, Dan? I think it's called San Filippo syndrome.
Mm-mm.
You're familiar with this? It's childhood dementia. That's super sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Yeah,
It's
so
not their fault.
No, it's certainly not their fault. And I don't think
know
it's
if
this woman's her
girl's fault either.
Yeah, just
It's
kind of
definitely
like
not her fault.
It's her mom's fault.
yeah.
Child dementia?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
an override.
Sorry. We'll move on. I promise. Jay Leno is also in the news for related matter. Conservatorship over his wife's estate due to her dementia.
Oh my
Did
God.
she have Did she have assets?
I don't know. I feel like her assets are just his assets, right?
Well, that's like a love story. They've known each other since before he had any money. He promised her that he would never spend any of the money that he earned in the Tonight Show on any cars. Everything he's ever bought from cars was from comedy only. They've had a lifetime love affair. This is so sad.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Wait.
this is like a Hollywood success story. No marriages last in Hollywood like these guys.
And they made it.
Yeah, and so now he's got to file for a conservatorship for her estate. It's so sad, but that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, they've been together 43 years. Her name is Mavis Leno. She was diagnosed with dementia, according to court documents. She's 77. How old is he? Is he like pushing 80?
I think he's a little younger. I think he may be 75 or early 70s.
And he's doing okay after didn't he, wasn't he in a car explosion?
Yeah, he's got a great car show on still. He's got as much success in his retirement as he did in his primary career. He's great.
Leno's 73.
73. Oh, okay. Nice.
He got burned from a steam engine.
He was working on a car when he was underneath the car, and
Is this
This is
unrelated
about
story?
It's about when he burned, I think.
Oh, okay. So they just attached. That's how little she matters. They didn't even make her own video. That's super sad. That makes me sad for them, very much. But yeah, I don't know.
Look at her there.
Yeah.
Look at she's kind of like looking off into the distance. She looks like a little lost.
Maybe there's 2 cameras though. You know, sometimes that can be confusing. I've taken pictures like that where there's too many snapshots. But you're probably right, Dan. She probably just doesn't know what's going on. I mean, like, what do? Do you kind of just do you take care of them? Are you with them forever? I mean, I feel like at a certain point you're raping them. You can't even like blast anymore.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? Like she's like, "Who are you? What's going on?" You're like, "Oh no, we're not. This is not good."
Well, that's like that movie, The Book. And it just makes you sad.
The Notebook?
The Notebook.
It says,
The book.
Yes, thank you. You know which book we mean.
The Bible? What book are we talking about?
The Notebook. Yeah. I mean, it's just like the movie The Notebook. It really is. It's sad.
Yeah, it's super sad.
And this is says a lot about Jay Leno as a person. It says court documents say that Leno, quote, has always handled the couple's finances throughout their marriage and seeks to create a trust for their joint estate that would ensure Mavis has managed assets sufficient to provide her care should he die before her. So sad.
And they didn't have any kids, I don't think.
They've been married for 43 years.
No,
I don't know. Lummy kids? They
I
have
don't.
to.
I feel like I read it somewhere in here that it said that they.
If they
ain't got
did?
no,
No, they don't
kids.
have any
I've never
kids.
heard of them.
Yeah,
They have no kids.
No kids. Interesting that they chose not to do that. It's obviously, they had the resources.
Obvious kid.
Yeah, you'll be his kid. He'll be your daddy. Divorce in America gets a glow up. I've certainly seen this before, where people are really celebrating their divorce in ways that they really just didn't in the past, it seems. Seems like the stigma is gone. Cultural attitudes toward ending a marriage have become far less negative, and in the process, divorce has gotten more commodified from services marking the transition to digital culture that lightens the mood. Dan, have you seen a lot of people come in like post-divorce where they're like, I need to glow up, I need to change.
Yes.
Is that a common trend that you see?
I see it. I mean, it's not super common, but I do see it.
Okay.
You
yeah.
see mommy makeovers too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would assume you'd see a lot of those. Evite saw.
But I have girls that come in like I'm going through a divorce right now. I want to look as good as I can possibly look. I'm like, okay.
Are people pretty honest with their intentions of like why they want to look better? Like, will they tell you like to make my ex mad? Like, do people say that stuff to you?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Evite saw a record number of divorce-related invitations last year, according to the company's senior marketing director. They're up 22% since 2019, though they remain a small share of overall Evite events. Yeah, I feel like the public shame that I guess used to be associated with divorce is no longer, and now it's kind of weird. It's kind of moved in the other direction where it's almost like chic to be divorced by the time that you are 30, at least maybe for a woman. But
is that the goal?
I don't think it's the goal, but I feel like a lot of people like celebrate it because of this new, boss babe, boss bitch kind of culture where it's like you don't need no man.
You're
and
right.
It seems like the first case of like an obstacle or there's some trouble, a lot of people just decide, you know what, I'm too good for this guy and I'm gonna leave, or gal maybe. But I think I saw some statistics where I think 70% of divorces are initiated by women. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's their fault, but I think they're the ones that are
really
calling it off.
2/3.
Yeah, 70%. And let me if you want to check me on this, but I think that's what I read. And also, if the woman is college educated, it's up to 90%.
Well, there is this cultural shift where there's kind of this fast food mentality where it's like, I want instant gratification. If it's not good now, I must need a divorce.
Yeah, Amazon Prime culture is what I call that.
People don't recognize that, marriage takes work, and it's well worth it. I'm 18 years almost into it, and I was single till I was 36, and I could tell you marriage is great. But the friends that I have 3 friends specifically that are in process of a divorce, and every one of us is the reason you said it's every one of their wives are the ones that asked for it, and none of these people have done anything. None of them philandered. None of them did anything. Just like you said, unhappy.
Okay.
And I think probably in all 3 scenarios, that was probably what was best for them. They all tried long time, got a lot of kids. Wasn't that I'm 32 years old and I'm a bad boss and I need to make sure my body count's up.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing on TikTok right now is young girls having a high body count, which is sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. And why specifically do you think that's sad? Because a lot of people would say that, hey, this is great. This is like female liberation. Women can live as men. Like, who cares? Let it eat.
I think they regret it when they get older. Dan, how was it you told me that you told Sophia about like the
Shaming
reputation?
the
He said something about the only people we remember from high school
are the whores.
Wow, nice.
And what was Sophia's reaction to that?
That's what I'm going to tell my daughter.
Seriously.
No one remembers the good girls.
It was really good when he
Remember
told
the
her.
stories. The stories of the whores.
The stories of the whores. Okay.
Actually, I'm going to tell my daughter today when she gets home from school.
To not be a whore?
Yeah. And whore will be her new party word for today.
There you go. That's awesome. But yeah, no, I have definitely seen this. I watch a lot of manosphere stuff, and they definitely talk about how women call it quits because, especially if you're young, like you were saying, Jay, you have a lot of options as a younger woman. So you feel like this guy's giving you problems, he's giving you trouble. Like bounce, take that shmoney if you can, and then move on to the next, which is sad because I think that especially if there's children involved, the destruction of a family is a sad event. I don't know if I would be celebrating it quite like this, but I know a lot of people do.
Anyone who's been in a marriage knows it takes a ton of work. And Seth will tell you, or anyone, Danny will tell you, Lummy will tell you, there's times for every relationship. My brothers, I love my brothers to death. We're tied by blood. Many people, if they're not tied by blood, they're like, I'm out. So I consider marriage as being tied like by blood.
Right.
My wife and I have a commitment to each other. And when you take those vows, they should mean something.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like, I don't want to say kids. It seems like there's a generational gap between what the responsibility is for people in society. Whether that's have a good job, give back to your community, rear good children, work hard. Like Danny said, if you're working hard, like Seth said, it seems like everyone's got too much time. In the old days when we worried about hunting and gathering and feeding our families, we didn't have enough time to protest and put our hands on paintings.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I'm going to glue my hands on a
I
painting.
know,
No,
you're
there's a bear behind us.
So jealous of your leisure time. It must be nice. The only I don't even know if you would call this a good thing, but divorce rates are down. But that's because less people are getting married. Like people just don't find it attractive.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be one of them, and not because I don't have a good partner, but just because listen, you know me, and I'm not a big fan of big government, and I'm not a religious person, so I almost kind of see it as being, I don't want to say pointless, but kind of. I don't know. I feel like it's more reserved for people who are religious. I understand that you get some benefits from the government when you're married, so I get that. But that's not really a romantic reason to get married, but maybe more so out of necessity.
I feel like you just want to follow the path of your nana and just, go to college lectures until you're 94. do your little circles, and, I think you'll be good.
Play Sudoku and read some books on history.
Yeah,
and
just
call it a day.
die in your sleep, never get anything, serious, illnesses, and, just pass. I think the whole love aspect is, like second or third, on your list for life.
I like that.
What are you waiting for? Pile on the anti-Bubba bandwagon. Whatever. More Bubba the Love Sponge after this.
We got 6 minutes.
Could you imagine if we'd won that playoff game? And we were to have that playoff game here last night after the Gasparilla would have been the most insane.
Well, we wouldn't have had it.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Well, they have to pack.
It still would have been an incredible weekend.
Yeah.
The Packers would have had to beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was we're definitely going to San Fran.
Didn't we have a Super Bowl like 15 years ago that was a Gasparilla weekend?
Yeah.
All right. What's going on, everybody? I'll be taking your comments on Rumble for the next 5 minutes. Got some new shoes on, cutting off my ankle circulation.
You got new shoes?
Yeah. My mom got me some for my birthday.
Oh, yeah. I get shoes for my birthday too.
Yeah.
I got Ofos.
I guess what? I got
Ofos?
No.
Those are good. I think maybe Ufus. I don't know what the fuck they're called.
You know what shoes I got? Ones that someone my dad got that he never wore.
Oh, they were re-gifted?
Yeah, I don't care.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact?
Yeah. Well, they told me. They were like,
I appreciate that when people tell me that.
Yeah.
I feel like we're, close.
Oh, yeah.
I did that, last week. I'm like, hey, friend, I'm re-gifting this to you because I don't want it.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck yeah. Awesome.
I got a HS. My dad had that Billy Ripken card when I was growing up. He used to always show it to me. Yeah, that's the biggest mess up card of all time. Yeah, I'm a pussy, Biggie. Pussy. But I'm trying. Who wins the Stanley Cup? Oh man, that's tough. There's a lot of teams that are really just grouped together. Let me get back to you on that.
Holla back.
Yeah, let's circle back around.
Circle back around.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did have the ball that bounced off the helmet. I forgot about that. What up, Bloomin' Onion? Yes, I did watch that Tampa Terry the Dinosaur Show. That was good shit. Lightning win, Panthers. Man, I never saw it coming where the Panthers would be consistently good. What up, Bad Jaco?
I locked down on Gasparilla weekend.
Oh, you did?
I don't do shit.
Oh.
No way. It's rookie day.
I stay on my side of the bridge.
Yep, it's rookie day. And I had my son wanted to go have like real Gasparilla fun at 16, so.
Did he go?
He
Okay.
went to Yacht Club early where he said, I've never seen so many drunk parents in pirate outfits looking like fools before. And I was like, that's why I'm not in a cruise, son.
Yeah.
So glad we're on the same page.
I mean, maybe it's good for him to see a bunch of drunk adults at that age and how stupid they look and go, yeah, you know.
I highlight that constantly because I told drunk looks ugly. Doesn't matter the hottest girl in the world, drunk is really ugly.
Unless you're drunk too.
Yeah. So he exactly.
That shit in the privacy of your own home, or your own close friends and family.
Yeah. And then he had a friend who lives like 3 or 4 houses off of Bayshore. So after they did the yacht club in the morning at like noon, they went over there and they hung there all day.
Did you see the picture? I don't know. Was it the law office or was it Dan's?
It was this plastic surgery center.
Oh, his surgery center there were a bunch of people.
Not surgery center. Sorry, the Institute of Plastic Surgery.
Yeah, they were. What were they?
On a sign. They were all like. Were they sleeping on the sign, Bub? Yeah, they were.
I didn't see the sign.
One guy was passed out.
Show them the Pickens in the picture.
I have it somewhere.
I put an orange fence around my entire building so no one goes near my building. Because my building's even closer to the shore.
Yeah, no, exactly where it is.
Yeah, the orange stuff you get at Home Depot, Pitty and I, or Steven put it up every year, and so you can't park a car there. It says no parking, but more importantly, a drunk can't go around the side of my building, take a shit or puke, or throw a big rock in my window.
What could you make charging for people for parking?
Oh man, I'm sure 17 spots times $20. What's that?
There it is.
I don't know.
There it is, Jay.
Oh my god.
Look at that shit.
Oh my god. There's a fucking TikTok ad.
I
mean, go to Diaco Institute, or you can look like this.
That is so funny.
Wow, that guy tied on a good buzz.
Like, that's fucking sad, man. Like, I don't know. How do you get to that point in your day as an adult?
Right. I never did that at 16.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand a kid, but seeing a grown-ass adult?
That is...
Man.
You can't park. Hey, you can't park. That's the corner where Danny got rid of bums, and they were like, you don't own this corner? And he's like, yes, I fucking do. That's my name. He yelled at them. He's like, I do own this corner.
Corner. Man, yeah, that's great. That's a great picture.
Oh, wow.
Let's rip some wax, Ace.
Yeah, his office is only like a block and a half off of Bayshore, right at like the prime spot.
I'll work the parking for you next year if you want to open it up.
Yeah.
You know, a little fun money, no big deal.
I'll give you 50.
Oh, great. Shit, I think you got to charge more than $20 though.
It's that close. You could probably do 30.
Oh yeah. I mean, people can't even find parking lit down there, let alone like at a good price. So.
Attention, people of Earth. A big fat blip on corporate's radar screen. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Welcome back. I think Lummy has an announcement to make.
Yes, the Bubba the Love Sponge Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. With the new year starting, what better way than to start the new year by working on yourself? And you can do that by going to BetterHealth.com, BetterHelp.com. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Again, that's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/BTLS. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit BetterHelp.com/BTLS today to get 10% off your first month. Good thing I edit these. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BTLS. Thank you, BetterHelp.
Thank you.
All right, Lummy.
Oh, yeah.
Great job, Lummy.
Nailed it. That's not easy.
It certainly is not, especially when you're doing it on the spot. So I get that.
I was trying to share an experience and I didn't have one.
It's okay. It's okay. That's all right.
He's trying not to read the part that's in shared experience.
That's right.
I love it. Well, I guess the phone lines are closed, but 813-90-BUBBA. Maybe we'll open them up in the last hour. We'll see. But Jay, I was I was listening to your and Seth's conversation about Gasparilla, and it sounds like you just kind of bowed out this year.
Yep.
Okay.
He went into lockdown mode.
It's like rookie day for me. It's like New Year's Eve, these forced holidays where
Amateur hour.
Yeah, people end up like that in front of Danny's building. And so my primary thing is to surround my building with orange perimeter fence so that no drunks can go in and puke, pee, crap, or throw a big rock through my window.
How do we describe this to people that aren't from Tampa? Do we just say it's like Mardi Gras? Does that kind of just...
It's a small Mardi Gras on the water with pirates.
There you go.
But small
That's
by
perfect.
like
it's not even a small
100,000.
Mardi Gras because, how big is...
the New Orleans one?
No, what's it called? The street. God.
Bayshore?
No, I'm in New Orleans.
Urban?
Bourbon Street's less than a mile long. And Bayshore is 5 miles.
Yes, but when I say small is Mardi Gras is like for 2 weeks.
Oh, well, that's true.
Okay. And it's also
parade
like,
every day.
it's also in like 30 cities.
Yeah.
From
that's
Florida to like Louisiana, there's Mardi Gras every week for like a month.
But we were describing it. Bella had some college kids in from USC, and they said, "What's it like?" And Danny was describing because he lived in New Orleans forever. He said, "It's kind of a Mardi Gras light where it's just one party. It's pirate themed.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mardi Gras thing is all about the Catholic religion. Fat Tuesday happens the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, where you're supposed to stop everything for 40 days. And so the whole idea of Mardi Gras is you get everything out of your system for 2 weeks.
For the Lent?
Yeah, and then for Lent, you go on Ash Wednesday and you stop doing everything for 40 days.
And then you have the Easter.
Right.
Right.
And then you can start raging on Monday.
Oh, beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. But you were saying that you allowed your son to have some, like... A little bit of Gasparilla fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
To kind of give him examples of like what not to do when you're an adult and or a kid.
Well, my wife and I were saying a couple nights ago how could you imagine what a dork my son would think I was if I was wearing a pirate outfit? Because like Danny, I would have the baddest ass pirate outfit you could imagine.
Does he have a badass pirate outfit?
But we would.
Oh, okay.
We're just not part of Cruise. I don't need to be part of a fraternity as a grown man. And so I was like, my son would be mortified.
You don't have to be in a crew to join
to
be
dress
a pirate.
like a pirate.
Yeah, well.
Come on, Jay.
You can be a Sigma pirate. Just do your own thing.
Yeah, I'm not a pirate, period.
Okay.
So Trey went to the yacht club in the morning at like 9 o'clock from 9 to noon where all the people go but pre-party.
Yeah, 9 before 9.
And he said he's never seen so many drunk parents in pirate outfits looking like idiots in his life.
Right.
Which made me feel great. I'm like, good, son. Nice observation.
It might take him away from ever thinking about drinking if he sees what that's the end result is looking like an idiot at a Gasparilla parade.
That's my primary focus when I show him drunk people is don't do that.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I was like, man, that looks like fun. I want to feel that kind of fun. Yeah.
I never did.
Really? You didn't drink in college?
No, I drank. It's just I never liked being passed out drunk or losing my faculties. I liked being like loosey-goosey Jay.
Goal.
Yeah, Jay, no one likes being
you take it too
passed
far.
out. Yeah.
1 is good, 2 is better, 3 is better, 4 is better, and then all of a sudden, you throw up or something.
I'm not one of those people that has one drink and then changes all personality. We have a good friend I've known for 25 years, and his wife would be totally great. 4 drinks. 5th drink, out cold.
Yeah.
And it's like some people it creeps up on slowly and some people it just happens immediately. If I were one of those people where it happened immediately, I would never drink. So for me, thankfully, it creeps up slowly. So I know when it's happening, I just stop.
Yeah.
I'm not good at drinking, so I never did it, but
to help with your anxiety.
That's not my thing.
No,
make it worse.
Doesn't really mix well with my medications.
Oh no! Don't pull a Prince.
Don't operate heavy
Don't
equipment.
pull a Prince, bro.
Every medication is prefaced with don't drink. So yeah, but the good thing is that I could probably just have 1 or 2 glasses of wine and I'd be drunk. So that's how I like it.
And you're like a California sober kind of guy, right?
What does that mean? Like I do weed?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they call it?
I
don't know.
I've never heard that, but I mean California sober works for me.
Yeah, I've heard people not from California use that term, so I thought maybe I could just try it on for today's show, see how it
works.
I kind of liked it. Yeah, makes sense because you're a fan of that kind of medication. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But any sober other than that?
Yeah, exactly.
So he's California sober for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Listen, I don't like to drink that much anymore, but every once in a while, like at Barb, for example. You know, the first 2 nights of Barb, nothing. I was just dry, no drinking, keeping it straight and narrow. But then I was like, all right, it's time to let loose. And then I ended up at, the strip club. That's what happened. And I went home and threw up. And I woke up the next day wildly hungover. But it was one of those few times where I was like, that was worth it. That was worth it.
Even throwing up, you go, that was worth it?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Must have been a good night.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
What happened?
It was so much fun.
You always take care of yourself. You're very conscious of like everything that's happening in your mind and body. How do you get to the point where you throw up?
Well, here's the thing: like, balance is everything, right? Even moderation, you got to balance. Where sometimes you got to go a little crazy.
For sure.
But what happened is just you kept drinking, and it's not like I'm doing shots, but there's just always a drink in your hand because whenever someone sees that it's not there, they put it there, and then it just kind of like like I don't want to say an oral fixation, but you just kind of keep doing it. It's just the thing to do with your hand is to bring the glass to your lips and keep drinking. And then at a certain point, I got in the Uber. There was just a point in the night where I go, I'm done. So,
It's a long night, too.
Yes,
That's
it was.
the thing. It's a lot of drinking for a lot of hours.
yeah, and I made it pretty far along. I made it to probably about 2:45. As I was walking out of the strip club, I heard them saying like last call. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not really missing the party. Got in the Uber. As soon as I got in the Uber, I was like, oof, I feel a little nauseous. But I was like, just keep together. That inner voice monologue was like, you got this. You got this.
You're talking yourself
Oh,
home.
yeah. I was like, you got this. And then, but the problem was I was super sleepy. But every time I would close my eyes, I'd get mad vertigo and feel nauseous. So it was this kind of like opening, waking, closing kind of thing.
Is it okay to sleep in an Uber?
I don't know. I
nerve-wracking?
did.
You
I
did?
did. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's not really nerve wracking when you've had 40 drinks.
As a driver, I would prefer it if they were passed out in the back.
You would think
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just
Talking
shut up and let me take you
You
to
would think
your
that,
stupid
but
house.
some people do give you bad ratings when you do that.
When you sleep?
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, I wasn't
you had
like
that
lying down. I was
Yes,
just
back in the day.
Sounds like a personal experience.
I guess
closing
it
my
is.
eyes.
I got a 1 star.
Is that why you got
As a
one star?
passenger?
Because I fell asleep. I don't know.
Man, they really wanted to chat. I don't know.
I guess so.
I mean,
You didn't
weird.
puke, did you?
No, well,
Okay.
no.
No, I
Do you have a bad rating as a passenger, Lummy, or do you
Oh,
have?
no, 4.89.
Oh.
So
That
I've only
one
got
is
like
plaguing you.
It is plaguing me.
I'm sorry to hear
Don't
that.
pass out in a cab though. I can give you that experience. They'll drive you everywhere.
Oh yeah, bastards.
Wait, what happened?
They just keep
Leave
the
it-
tag on.
yeah.
Lummy, what
meter
happened?
on.
What's the story?
Oh, I got a ride back when Bubba had his club in St. Pete, downtown St. Pete. Can't remember if it
I don't
now.
know where you're talking. Was it Onyx? Or maybe that's what it turned into.
Maybe that's what it turned
Yeah.
into, but it was when Bubba had his sip, I think it was.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
And you went on a tour of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I got in
kept
there.
the
I
meter
left,
running?
Yeah. He, instead of going up the expressway, it's when I lived in Northdale. He decided to go all the way down 275 to I-4, and then cross back over on Hillsborough, and then go up Del Mabry.
Oh my
That's
god.
the
I woke
longest-
up. I woke up passing the casino, and I said, "Where are we going?" He says, "This is the way it's taking me," which was,
This is the way it's
it's so
taking
full of crap. Which is why then he got on 75 and got off on Hillsborough.
What a jerk.
What?
man.
How much was that ride, Lummy? Do
It
you
was
remember?
$211.
You remember the exact number?
Yeah, because I never took a cab after that.
Yeah.
I've only taken a cab in Boston and like big cities, but never.
you were
again
wide
here.
awake.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I'll give the Bubba Army a little public service announcement. Yellow cabs do not have sufficient insurance, while Uber and Lyft have $1 million policies. So if you're ever going to take a ride share, make sure it's a Uber or a Lyft. And if you ever get in an accident in an Uber or a Lyft, make sure you call Diaco Law.
Nice.
There you go.
Who is taking? I'm not saying this happened yesterday, but who is taking cabs anymore?
Well, I had this horrible case years ago. People like in Miami when we were, maybe 10 years ago before Uber was a real giant
Right,
thing.
but I mean, like now, no one's taking cabs.
Yeah, but
right?
it was like you'd be in South Beach and you'd go from club to club and there'd be a yellow cab in front of everywhere.
Right.
And so I've probably taken thousands of yellow cabs in my day. And so had this young girl going from club to club,
Right.
gets blasted. There was $10,000 of coverage.
Wow.
That's it. That's all they're required
Yeah.
to carry.
Uh-oh.
But Uber has big policies.
They
and
got big
so
pockets,
does, yeah,
deep
big,
pockets.
Yep.
But-
Because they have moms and dads driving and people like
Right.
me and Seth. I mean, I have no business being in the commercial carrier business.
Yeah, but I mean, when was the last time you took a cab? I feel like they're completely obsolete now.
I don't anymore because of that reason.
Do the boomers still take it? I feel like there's a few people that are still fighting technology, and they might be of the boomer variety. And
I
they
think it
like
happens in bigger cities like maybe a New York, a Chicago, places like that where you don't want to wait on an Uber.
Yes.
Well, a lot of times the Ubers are they don't have the rules like here. When I used to go to Boston all the time, it was either you wait like 2 minutes for the Uber or you can jump right into a cab. And it depends on how long you had. I mean, because the cabs weren't too that expensive. They just weren't nice, get in an Uber car.
There's been a huge fight between cabbies and Ubers and, big lobbying groups because Uber's really to put cabbies out of business.
Yeah, absolutely.
They used to get chippy at the airport where they, now they finally have it all divided up. But I mean, they used to just be fighting, to see who was going to get, as soon as a person got off their flight from stupid North Carolina.
Exactly. Right. It's like putting a Trumper and AOC in the same room.
Pretty much.
I feel like the only people that are holding out on Uber are people who are fearful of putting their credit card number into the computer, sort of people. So they just want to pay cash and they don't want any.
It's in the phone. My mom's always like, "What do you mean the Uber's in here?"
They're going to come
"It's
find
in
me.
the phone."
Yeah.
Well, check that. A lot of cabs don't take cash.
They don't?
No, all the ones I've ever taken, like I said, when I was in
take like
Boston,
Venmo?
No, they have a little credit card scanner in the back.
Oh,
it has a TV on it, and then you just scan the credit card.
See, in the old days, they would want cash. We would say, "Hey, leave the meter off, and I'll give you $20." And then take you from one to the other with the quickness.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get into a topic of conversation that makes, everybody feel like wet and saucy, and that's immigration. So Biden and senators on verge of striking immigration deal aimed at clamping down on illegal border crossing. So maybe they are going to start doing something about it, but maybe.
Did you see the deal?
This is the media coming up with a narrative what they want.
The administration is also facing a battle in Congress over the immigration crisis at the southern border. But there may be progress on that front. CBS's Skylar Henry is at the White House tonight to explain. Skylar, good evening.
Hey, Jerika, good evening to you. That bipartisan group of negotiators says they've been hammering out this deal for months and are positive about the prospects of an agreement as early as this week with the Biden administration. That's the.
You want to give us the Fox News cliff notes of what's going down?
Fox News? I was just going to give you the bill. I'm looking for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know.
I can tell you the general thing.
Go
Here's
ahead.
the narratives. They want to create this narrative that we're close to a deal. And the reason the deal doesn't go through is because of those damn Republicans.
I see.
And not that it's a 3.5-year problem from the Biden administration, but now when there's a chance to make a deal, the Republicans will refuse to do so because AKA Trump, the leader of the policy, says don't make a deal and give Biden a gimme. And so the reality is that they're not that close to a deal in the Senate.
They want to make you feel like you are.
In Congress, they have no deal. And the senators who are in charge of making this are saying it's not going to go down. We don't even have the text of it yet. We can't even read it. And the ones that are proposed, 5,000 a day is okay.
Yeah,
and if you go over
5,000
5,000 a day or 85% of that, then it's that you close the border down. And everyone's like, why not just close it now? So it's a terrible bill.
Now in this bill, I feel like usually what they do is they sneak stuff in, right?
A lot of
Ukraine stuff. So then why do they even call it an immigration bill when there's other stuff attached to it?
It's a Ukraine funding bill that's masked as being an immigration bill, and the immigration bill doesn't really do anything different than they could do right now.
Yeah.
They don't need any of the stuff in the bill.
How is this even allowed to do these bills with sweeping amounts of changes in them? Like, why don't we do like a topic by topic, issue by issue bill passing deal?
Too much common sense there.
Big E 737550.
Would it just take too much time? Is it? Thank you very much. Cash App, PayPal. Thank you very much. Super Chat.
It's not politically expedient to do so.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw this on Twitter. I feel like didn't a bunch of truckers go down to the border because they were going to try to stop everything that was happening?
I saw something about it. No, something this weekend was supposedly happening. It's funny, Seth. I don't see anything on the news about it. Supposedly 40,000 truckers were headed down to the Texas border to do like what they did in Canada. But instead of over COVID mandates, it was going to be over the lack of immigration.
Huh.
That's the one you saw,
Yeah,
right?
I saw.
I just never saw the follow-up.
I saw a well-produced video of all these trucks and everybody going down there and everybody like standing on the side of the road with American flags.
Is this like a rally?
I don't know. I thought it looked like they were going to go
like a convoy.
It looked like they were ready to stop immigration themselves, like stop people from illegally coming over. I just don't.
It's called God's Army.
Is that a real thing,
hell
Lummy?
yeah. FTE strong.
Yeah, God's Army plans. This is the plans to head to Texas. I was trying to send on the article.
Okay.
Oh,
but
sorry.
it is. They're a thing. I didn't.
It was a thing.
Okay.
I definitely saw it, Seth.
I'll play a little more of this.
Despite sharp criticism from former President Trump.
See, there's the
That
narrative.
bill with the law today, I'd
There's our
shut down
guy.
the border right now and fix it quickly.
President Biden.
Wait, what?
campaigning in South Carolina.
Did he say he was just going to shut down the border very quickly? I feel like that's antithetical to what he's been saying for the last 3 years.
President Biden campaigning in South Carolina this weekend says he'll close up the U.S.-Mexico border if at any point it becomes overwhelmed. If Congress approves the bipartisan proposal currently under negotiation in the Senate. Lawmakers are finalizing the language of the plan.
That's been the simple request of Americans, whether you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. People just want a secure border.
CBS News' immigration reporter Camila Montoya Galvez is at the border in Eagle Pass, Texas.
This would be a seismic shift in policy here at the U.S.-Mexico border. The president would be allowed to suspend asylum processing when illegal crossings spike, authorizing border agents here to quickly return migrants back to Mexico across the Rio Grande.
Why not just now? You see, that's the whole thing. Is they're saying like, let's not deport people until we have 5,000 a day.
Yeah.
And Trump was deporting people immediately. The same laws that were in effect when Trump had 17,000 people come across the last month that he was in office, versus 300,000 people that came across last month in a record. See, identical policies. The United States Congress and the Senate has done zilch, zero to address the problems. And for the media to now make it seem like this is a Republican problem, that's where you have the media problem. This is the narrative. And so think about that. You don't need a single law to lock down the border. It's all there.
Yeah.
And they just do this in an election year. It's gross.
Yeah,
it's gross.
Not good.
Are we the easiest country to get into in the world?
In Costa Rica, I can't become a citizen. I've owned 2 properties there, 2 corporations for over 20 years, and I cannot become a citizen in Costa Rica.
I sent you a news story. The Jay's favorite guy, Byron Donalds, and also Rhett's mic's off.
I love him.
Oh, sorry.
I love this guy. This guy's our next governor, Seth, I think.
Let's see. Let's
Oh,
see what's
right,
going
I'm
on.
ready.
This
Yeah.
guy,
Byron Donald.
Yep.
Well,
that's the God's
that's
Army. Oh, but I have to pay for it. Okay, no problem. And then this is
the Byron Donald. Kind of talks about it.
okay.
quickly.
Okay.
Him.
But having seen some of the outlines from that negotiation, that bill's dead on arrival in the House of Representatives. Let me explain why. They want to canonize 5,000 people being able to come in per day. 5,000 per day is a catastrophe. That's about 150,000 people a month, about 1.8 million people per year. That's terrible. Jay Johnson, who worked under Barack Obama, said that if you have 1,000 entrants per day, you have a crisis. The Senate deal allows for 5,000 per day before any emergency procedures kick in. Just based on that alone, it's a terrible deal. So the Senate can pass what they want. That is dead on arrival in the House. Speaker Johnson has said that's dead on arrival in the House. What is going to matter is H.R. 2. It's what we pass. It actually secures our border. It gets that job done. The Senate can negotiate whatever they want.
So that's the other part of Seth, which is interesting. They're making it seem like the Republicans are stopping this deal. And we just says H.R. 2, the House has already put together a proposed immigration bill, which just secures the border, separate from Ukraine and Russia and Israeli funding. Let's just take care of one issue, like Anna said. And so they make it appear as though the Republicans are doing nothing when all the Republicans want to do is secure the border. 5,000 a day is ridiculous. Do you like the way that guy sounds?
Is there? Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a representative here.
Yeah. He's a superstar. You're gonna love him.
He's down south.
Dive more into him. I don't really know too much about him. Let me ask you about this. So obviously we don't want to open up the borders to people to just come across willy-nilly at their leisure, but people that are crossing the borders illegally, so not at the ports of entry. What do you think that people, meaning us, border security, should be able to do? Because it seems like I've seen plenty of videos where you just see like a fence being broken down. There's a coyote there. He lifts up whatever fence and people just walk through, and the American patrol is just like their hands are tied, it seems, and they just kind of like allow people in and almost like help them because they can't. Like, do you think we should be able to, like, shoot them or something? I don't know. Like, what should we do?
Well, under the Trump administration, with the same policies, once they caught them coming across, they'd send them right back.
Okay.
There was a Remain in Mexico policy that the United States instituted, And then also there was 28,000 Mexican military on their border preventing the people from crossing. So you had deterrence on both sides. Trump also made Mexico enforce their southern border. So you couldn't just have Nicaraguans and Guatemalans and everyone else flying in and just coming freely across the Mexican borders into our country. And so what this administration has done literally is weld open holes in Trump's wall and eliminate fencing so that people can come across more easily rather than enforce the remain in Mexico policy.
I sent you the website for what Seth was talking about and also the flyer.
Okay.
Is it God's Army?
Well, yeah, it's
Take Our Border Back.
.com.
You got to get a truck, though.
I sent you the
Or
website.
semi. Website. Okay. All right.
It kind of made sense when I saw it. I was like, all right, these guys could
Sounds
probably
like a good time.
Did that bring up your snow cone idea? Come here and do that for them?
The snow cone idea was more kind of like on the spot that I kind of thought about it. But I mean, now that we're seeing, now if I'm seeing 5,000 people enter this country a day, Lummy, and I set up a snow cone stand and I sell 2,000 snow cones, only maybe 1,000 snow cones, I mean, I'm in the green right there.
But is Jesus your savior, Seth? Because I feel like this might be a theme here.
I think that they would accept me if I said that I stand with Israel and I had a bar mitzvah. They would love me.
Shaved ice in red, white, and blue colors.
That's right.
Amen. God bless America.
I'll do the Mexican flag, too.
Another break.
What happens? Let's go. Really? Let's go.
Another bamboozling.
I mean, it doesn't make you crazy or anything.
Bubba the Love Sponge returns after this.
American flag. Ooh.
I need you to be my shaved ice guy, Lummy.
That's what I'm saying, but I'll be hacking with my flag when we're walking in there. We'll march in there with the red, white, and blue shaved ice.
Oh, pesos? Oh, that's a good point. 10,000 pesos.
Wow.
What's up, Mr. Costica? I don't know, man.
I think pesos like 15 to 1 right now. You can make money on trading that shit.
Listen, I'm the only show in town with my snow cones. I'm gonna charge whatever.
I think you'll do better at the border than at Dan's flag football games. There you may get, you know, 4 or 5, spoiled moms.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get,
That's true.
thirsty migrants that have come,
we can get
dozens of miles.
You ever seen that? You ever seen the golf ball retriever? Like golf. They have the big pole.
Oh yeah.
We can put that. We have that, so we have snow cone in it.
Right over the razor wire.
And right
over the razor wire.
While they're still waiting to come over.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That's great.
Exactly.
That's great.
Give them that last little juice they need to make it across.
Oh,
a little extra sugar.
Bama Boy said it's like $60 I'm trying to charge them. All right, I'll come down on the pesos. My apologies.
Gotta make sure to cut the coyotes in. They're not gonna let you have a shaved ice station.
Yeah. Oh shit, this is turning into, I don't even know what my ROI
your profit margin is now. You're down to about 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. Shit. I'll make this happen. We'll call
Jay
Ted Cruz.
Pastica. If there's anyone that could do it, the entrepreneurial staff could do it.
Oh, Jewish ice instead of Italian ice. Jewish ice. I feel like that would be.
I heard of it, but I think it would be rationed.
Yeah.
We could bring back how they used to do the hot dog girls. Just bring the
slutty.
Yeah.
Get slutty. Who? Me or you? Me?
We could maybe get a chick.
Oh, get.
Oh, could you imagine? Teabag shaved ice stations on Gandy.
Yeah.
It's a winner.
I mean, that's not a bad
My head
idea.
was going toward the women, Seth. I mean,
but Danny would probably do it. He'd probably put himself in a G-string to sell some shaved
Oh, he will.
ice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah, big country. Can't wait.
See, that's what they needed at Gasparilla. That's what you should have had right outside the Diaco.
What, shaved ice?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have worked.
And Narcan.
How about that parking / shaved
I'll
ice?
do whatever I'll do it all. I'll walk out of there with $10,000 next year.
I do feel like if you had like a food truck there, you'd probably just, they'd probably kill it that day.
You could charge, if I had a porta potty there, it charged $20 to use. I mean, like, people are dying for bathrooms, they're dying for water, they're dying for more alcohol, they're dying for food.
I didn't even think of that one. You could do just line the parking lot with like 6 porta potties.
Yeah.
And you could just have pay someone to be a porta potty attendant.
There's nowhere to go down there.
And you could make way more than, he's right, way more than parking though.
Jane Casser, that's one thing she did right.
What? She's got bathrooms?
Oh, there's a shit ton. There's never a wait either.
Oh, they don't want any piss on the streets anymore?
Yeah, that's one thing she actually did right. There's like 6 almost every corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. At least in the old days, it was someone's backyard.
That's why she.
Yeah. They said that they were like boasting over the stats. You know how many DUIs they had this weekend?
Well, they showed like just less than 10, right?
2.
Yeah.
2. That's fucking great policing.
Well,
are you kidding me? There's 2 drunk people in all of town.
I mean,
I'm sure a lot of people got away with it.
I think the way they come up with those stats is a little massaged.
That was ridiculous.
They had 8 DUIs.
I thought it said 2 DUIs, 8 arrests for
8 DUIs.
Yeah, 8 DUIs. Well,
Still a success.
I mean, I guess the most important thing is no deaths, no vehicular homicides, and none of that shit, which is good.
But I mean, let's be honest. They don't know that somebody got arrested in Pinellas County because they were drinking all day. Like, I mean, they don't, I mean, I guess you could say you're at Gasparilla and help with their stats, but they don't want to have a bunch. They're not going to come out and go, we arrested 45, DUIs. Like, they don't want that at all.
No.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
But I think
I think you may be right about massaging the stats.
Well, I mean, I just don't
they
think.
They used to catch 40 kids underage drinking a year.
Right.
I mean, that was the thing.
Right. Now there's no underage drinking. Now there's no DUI. I mean, I imagine every person that's leaving is under the influence.
I didn't see it. There's a lot of people that do Uber. There was a shit ton of Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, but that's true. But I think that the kids walking around with cups full of liquor is still the same this year as it was any other year. But I don't see a lot of underage drinking arrests. Maybe they're getting smarter.
I think they're. I mean, I think the cops. I mean, not gonna probably go look in every cup. I mean, it's probably like.
It's probably if you're not an asshole, they're not gonna mess with you.
Right. Like if I was walking down the street smoking weed, I don't know if the cop would ask me about my license. Probably just like, oh, whatever, that's the parade. Like I don't know if they would let it go or not. I'm sure they would. I don't know. It's just little stuff.
I was somewhere recently where I was shocked at how much pot was everywhere. So you're probably right about that.
I just know it's. I mean, at concerts, I always know it's kind of like a zone where you're allowed to do it, but I just feel like I don't feel like cops want to get bothered with that stuff.
Well, I think the negative stigma's just gone.
Yeah.
It's.
What was it gonna be like? Hey, I got a ticket for that guy smoking weed. All right, I got him arrested.
I got a civil citation, $150.
I think if you have like a group of like 6 18-year-olds and they're fucking just wilding out and being dicks, they'd probably get in trouble.
Yeah.
But if you're just chill, not bothering anyone.
My wife got my son a keychain. I always say, have fun, be smart, and then she added, don't do stupid shit. So that's on his keychain. Have fun, be smart, don't do stupid shit.
That's a good reminder.
Sure is. My mom said as we walked out the door every day, I can remember, keep your pecker in your pants. That was her contraception.
I don't know, like,
my
don't be a
God.
fucking nerd.
Nowhere near the rare air at the top of the heap. I mean, we know what's important. More like the bottom feeders existing on the scraps of society.
You just be babbling about
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Almost time to say goodbye today. Got about 20 minutes left. Bubba is out and will be for the next 4 days. I'll be back on Monday. Make sure if you like what you hear that you show us with your dollars, please and thank you. Cash App, PayPal, Super Chat, Bits. What else, Lummy?
You got them all.
Okay. Please send your money forward. We would very much appreciate it. We want to end the month off strong and start February strong as well. Seth's birthday's coming up.
Woohoo!
A cool 42.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Scary.
Yeah, I bet.
It's all right. Happy to be here still.
Yes, awesome. 813-90, or don't call in because we've been having bad calls. One person ruined it for everybody. It's not very cool. I really didn't want to cover this topic because it's bad news, and a lot of people don't like bad news, and I didn't want to get an Anna override. But I feel like we gotta call it like we see it. 3 American service members have been killed, and dozens injured in a drone attack on a base in Jordan. So we'll play a little bit of this. I think, dozens injured. 3 U.S. troops have been killed. And I think the bad actors, it says here, are radical Iran-based militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq. So this is very unfortunate, but here's a little bit of that.
President Biden, as you just heard, says the United States, quote, shall respond following a deadly drone attack on American troops. He blames an Iran-backed militia for the overnight strike. It happened at a remote base in Jordan near the Iraq-Syria borders, underscoring the spreading violence in the Middle East. At least 3 American service members were killed. More than 30 others were wounded, some of them seriously. CBS News Chief National Security Correspondent David Martin has the very latest tonight from the Pentagon. David, good evening.
U.S. officials say the troops manning the outpost on the Jordanian side of the border with Syria.
How old is this guy?
Jesus.
I know.
Incoming drone. Many of the dead and wounded were still in their barracks when it hit.
A shame.
The outpost, known as Tower 22, provides support to U.S.
So I don't know where this takes us. Once it's an offense
proxy
on.
war.
Yeah.
This is what everyone was afraid of when October 7th happened, that this would expand to a greater conflict in the Middle East. And it started with the Houthis attacking from the north. All of this is Iranian backed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started with their drone attacks in the Strait, where we get all the fuel from.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started attacking our troops and bases. And there was very little that you would hear on the news about it. And now we have service people dying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely horrible.
Do you think that do you truly feel, and I know that this gets thrown around a lot, and it's been thrown around for decades about, World War III is right around the corner. But I don't know. It feels, is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I keep hearing banging.
You're good.
I don't know what's going on. I can't see anything, and I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for this.
It was not Anna.
You're good. You're
Stop. Do you think that this really is the beginning of World War III with the conflicts in Ukraine and in the Middle East, and perhaps Taiwan is a proxy war? Like, do you see bad things on the horizon, or is this just a bunch of fanfare and sensationalism of the news?
I'm not getting worried until China starts, throwing some stuff
up.
out. Yeah.
That's actually a very astute observation, because this is the problem where, the Democrats want to talk about abortion rights and threats to democracy, and they're not talking about the instability in the world.
So how do we create that stability, Jay?
Well, you don't withdraw from Afghanistan, allow people to be killed, leave $70 billion worth of equipment, allow Ukraine to be invaded, and then really send very little negative messages about Taiwan. Because what Seth's saying is the most important thing is we already have 2 fronts right now, the Middle East and Russia.
Well, you said allow Ukraine to be invaded. Are you suggesting that we should have done more?
Our policies
or you should have
maybe
turned a blind eye?
No. For example, the first few weeks of the Biden administration, he shut down the Keystone Pipeline. He shut down all of natural gas production that he could by executive fiat,
making us more reliant on foreign oil, which is not the move.
And then he allowed the Russian pipeline to exist, so that Europe was paying Russia initially so that Russia could fund itself and got up all the money necessary to start the war.
Yeah.
And so we should have never allowed those policies to have been changed. And so now we're doing we fight from behind. It's terrible. We're told now that Ukraine's going to lose unless we give them more billions of dollars. I don't want anyone dying, but war's bad.
Right.
They talk about ceasefire now over in Israel. How about ceasefire over in Ukraine?
Yeah.
How about saving lives everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
And how about deterrence through, I think it's called peace through strength. And that's the difference. I don't think that Biden evokes any strength when he's mumbling things, and you have to get an X statement or a Twitter statement or whatever kind of statement that reads perfectly. That dude didn't say it.
Yeah.
What's his press secretary?
What's her name? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? What's her name?
Yes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the one that's rating his...
Yeah, Pierre Jones or something. I know there's a French twist in there somewhere. Yeah. Kareem. No, it's not
Kareem
good.
Jean-Pierre.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't quite know her name.
KJP.
Mm-hmm.
CJP.
Okay, I like that. Like JFK, CJP, whatever it is. Yeah. No, not good news. Not good news. I don't see anything good coming out of this. It makes me feel very insecure about the future. But again, I'm like, I feel like this is just kind of a cycle that we all go through. And like, what can we really do? I don't know. People just seem to be making social media posts.
You can go vote in 2024 and you can vote for people based on, women's personal freedoms, or how about like the stability of the United States and the rest of the world?
Right.
And we can worry about offensive tweets, and we can worry about who's got
misgendering,
hurtfilioma and misgendering, or we could spend our time focusing on American citizens, securing our border, and making the world more safe so there's no future world war. So do I think the future of World War III is on the horizon? No.
Okay.
Trump was about to make peace in the Middle East.
Right.
He had, I think,
the Abraham Accords.
The Abraham Accords were amazing.
Monumental, right?
Right. And
they're
so,
about, what is it? Normalizing relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia, which are the two heavy hitters. And then this happened.
Right. And wasn't it maybe 3 weeks before October 7th, Brett Baer was meeting with the Saudi Arabian prince. And he asked
Mohammed bin Salman?
Correct.
That guy.
And he asked him, is the future of Israel and peace closer than ever? And I don't want to say the exact quote, but he basically said, yes, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, he had October 7th, the invasion in Israel, and everything's been upheaved now.
Right. Yeah, no, it's funny. I was actually talking to my dad's friend, Jack, the one that called in twice with his wife, Yael, about it, and I was asking him about kind of like the woke culture and culture wars in Israel, because it's a very, very, very liberal society. I mean, even Jay, I remember you talking about a few times about the Nova Peace Festival. I mean, a lot of these are peacenik types who very much want peace and harmony and everyone is equal, and they were kind of celebrating this idea that we don't want there to be war or strife between peoples, and we're all brothers and sisters, and et cetera, et cetera. And I asked him about, culture wars and what's going on in Israel. And he's like, you know what? No one cares about that because we actually have like real problems. And I'm like, that's such a good point, that no one is caring about misgendering this person or transgender bathing suits or the bathroom situation, because they're in a very dire situation where, I'm not saying that the future of Israel is at stake, but kind of. Sure. I mean, like, Israel's not going anywhere, don't get me wrong, but then if more characters get on board and more leadership gets on board globally, that's a really big problem for Israel if they're not getting support from the people they need to get support
Blake Eager, 25 on the Cash App.
They need to get support from the UN and the international community, and that's the problem. Israel's never gotten that support, despite the fact, that if you just read the newspapers and TikTok, you'd get the belief that Israel is a suppressive society that's got their thumb on Palestine, that doesn't let the people get water and food, when the reality is they gave Palestine back to the Palestinians in 2015? 2005. And
they dragged all of the Jews out of Gaza, and they said, all right, so you want your little statelet? There it is.
So definition of occupiers is that there's Israelis occupying it. So that's not accurate. There was no occupation. But more importantly is they've got a legislative body, their equivalent of Congress and Senate. It has Muslims. It has
the Knesset, yes.
It has Christians. It has
Arabs,
Jewish,
Muslims,
Arabs. It has everything. And so it's not this hateful people, this community of Israelis who don't want anything but Israel to survive. It is truly a westernized society that is inclusive of every religion and every race, despite the way they've been believed or portrayed to be.
And it looks like China sent 33 warships toward Taiwan over the weekend.
Ooh, that's definitely good timing.
There you go, Seth. Shit. Where's that warning? I need the warning.
I don't know where it is on the soundboard, but yeah, not good news. But and I've been following this a lot, and not just the Oedipus complex deal, but I'm very interested in demographic shifts, like with age, because it seems like, and I don't know if you're familiar. Oh man, what is his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Whatever. He's a political analyst, geopolitical analyst, and he talks a lot about changing demographics and how he's basically saying China's like barely even a threat because they're going to age out before they're even a problem.
Because they don't have immigration there.
Well, yeah, not only that. Yeah, they have the opposite. They have genocide. So that's cute. Yeah, they're genociding the Uyghurs in the north because they're trying to create this like mono. Yeah, I thought we were saying China.
This is Japan. Don't we talk about Oedipus complex?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said something about China. Right, we are. But I'm saying China is this guy, Peter Zahan, that's his name. He talks about how China, because everyone's worried about China, and he's going, it's not going to be a problem because by the time they are a problem, they're going to be aged out, is what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that all these people that they need to like fight the good fight, they're going to be too old, and they're going to have this society that's basically going to collapse on itself because there's going to be there's not enough people in the working force in the workforce because the one child policy did them dirty,
right?
And then also they industrialize much too quickly. He was saying because it takes 6-7 generations to industrialize, but once it's already been done, which it had in the West, China was like, all right, boom, and then that's why you see this giant shift from like the 1980s to like the 2000s, where China is like 1 and 2 with the United States, for GDP and production, manufacturing, and they don't really import too much. Actually, that's not true. I think they import a lot of
That's
food
the
and
argument for legal immigration in the United States is that we don't have enough of our population that's recreating more people,
Right.
because
it's a problem globally.
Right, we're vilifying marriage, and so as we're celebrating divorce and we're not celebrating nuclear families, we're saying that we need to bring in other people because we don't have enough people to maintain our work structure,
Right.
which is accurate, but you should do it through legal immigration, not illegal immigration.
Right. And I know many nations have a problem with having babies and stuff like that. Like you look at Italy, I think they're having a problem with an aging society. Japan, big problem. South Korea, big problem. In the States, it's a problem not to the degree it is in like China and Japan. But I think also, and I'm not saying that this is like a good or bad thing, it just seems to be a fact, but it seems like the more women there are like that are getting educated in the workforce, they kind of push off having babies.
It's true.
So you don't really have that kind of influx of people constantly having them kids, so it's hard to replenish society unless, like you said, you start outsourcing.
Well, the women's
immigration.
liberation movement started making women focus on careers and success rather than nuclear family, and so when my mother was a young woman, having a career and being involved in like high stakes corporate international business was really not an option. It wasn't very many super powerful women in corporate America or internationally. Now there are, and that's to the detriment of the family unit. I saw an interesting study where they tried to put a focus for women on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and that women have a tendency, and this is not all. This was a Jordan Peterson thing that I was
I've
watching.
seen if it's JP. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's talking about generally men like things, and that's why generally men are involved in engineering and those types of professions, because it's all about creating and having things. And we all know there's a lot of men that like things. Me, Danny, all of us. They talk about women like relationships and like the emotional aspect of things, and so that's
they like
why,
working with people, not so much.
So that's why they're typically drawn to more things like nursing and healthcare and taking care of people, because that's what's innate, generally, not always.
Right.
So that's the thing. And now what's happened is little girls like my own is saying things like at the beginning of the school year, she put, what do you want to do? She put law school graduate, not lawyer. And so my wife asked her, why did you say that? And she goes, is it okay if I want to be a mommy like you?
Aww.
And so I said, just so you know, that's a noble profession, sweetheart. Get your college education, get your degree, and being a law school graduate would be incredible. I don't want you to have to rely on anybody, but I don't want you to feel like the only way to succeed as a woman is having some corporate relationship or being some boss. It doesn't make, if that's what makes her happy, God bless her.
Awesome. Do you think that you'll try to like push college at all?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
She is a superstar in school. She wants to go to law school. She just was feeling like the pressure. Do I have to be a lawyer? No, don't be whatever you want.
That's sweet that she already kind of has a feeling of what she wants to do, even though she's so young.
Yeah, she respects what her mother does. And everyone here who's got a really good mom, like all three of us do, you recognize how powerful the word MOM is. And they do so much more than we do as dads. But if they do it right, then the job of father is really rewarding and incredibly satisfying.
But if they do it wrong,
then it's a nightmare.
Okay. Yeah.
Then it's a nightmare.
Get it right, ladies. Get it right.
You know, kind of just touching on what Jay said, just trying to, I don't know. I was just trying to find a way to work this in, but talking about knowing when you've done a good job as a parent, I don't know if you guys saw over the weekend that Deion Sanders, his 3 sons, bought him a mansion in Colorado. I don't know if you saw, but they posted online.
Whoa.
And they took Deion to the mansion, and he was just like, man, he's like, you guys are trying to take care of me because you guys are going to be gone soon. And they were like, yeah, we wanted them. They're like, you did a great job taking care of us, so we want to take care of you. And I was like, your job's never done as a parent, but I feel like at that point, Deion's probably got to be like, man, I did a great job raising these kids that, they're looking out. They're looking out like this for family.
They're already looking out for dad.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Is that kind of like, I'm not going to say the point of having kids, but it's kind of like a nice benefit is like you got someone who's, there when you get old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole point?
I thought you were going to say to financially support their parents.
Yeah, I'm just saying, not necessarily, but mostly emotional support, but, maybe a little bit financial if that happens too.
Yeah. I'm not really sure the point of, procreation.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, but I think, that's a perk of it, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a backside perk of it.
That's fantastic. I like backside perks. That's fantastic.
It'd be great if my kid would buy me a mansion one day.
I would like that too.
Soon, Seth.
Love is good.
She's very proficient with money, so.
Well, I mean, she's got $12 right now.
She's a hustler. Well, she's 6, so
I know.
give her some
get
time.
on it. She got about to stop buying squishies at Target.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Bubba's out this week. Lummy, Jay, thank you so much. Seth, Rhett, Macho Man, I really appreciate it, and Dr. Dan. We'll have the same crew in tomorrow. And we will be doing an after show exclusive podcast, so make sure you watch out for that. And it will be posted on the Bubba Army HQ website, correct, Lummy?
Yes. Also, are you playing a CD?
Maybe. Yes.
You hit the next gen.
Okay, I didn't know if that was going to take me straight to break, though.
No,
Are we still on the air?
We're done.
I know.
You hit it.
I know, but I like a little music to say, hey, we're leaving, we're ending.
We have the music on the last break.
Okay, my bad. Okay, I didn't know.
I was going to say
I
great
didn't know.
job till right then.
I'm
got
sorry,
double
my
music.
bad.
You
Hold on. We may just. I told you. Bye, everyone.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
Me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.